And over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. One of the NBA's biggest superstars perhaps will be on the move this offseason. Power forward Giannis Antetokounmpo, for the first time in his NBA career, is open-minded about exploring his options, whether that's remaining with the Bucks or playing elsewhere, according to ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania. Houston would appeal to both Giannis and Milwaukee in a potential trade, believes ESPN NBA analyst Janae Agumake.
Most importantly, Giannis matches the kind of mentality that Ime Udoka has really built this culture in Houston. He's a defensive-minded player, but also if you saw their deficiencies this postseason, it was the fact that they did not have a go-to scorer. They struggled with offense all year long, and so when you're going up against contenders, you need someone that is an instant bucket, and that is Giannis, someone you can build around for the foreseeable future.
Shams is also reporting an MRI on Cavaliers shooting guard Donovan Mitchell showed he aggravated a previous left ankle injury last night. He's expected to be a game-time decision, Game 5 East semis tomorrow against the Pacers. NFL Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson says the team's called off talks with him on an extension. No communication with them post-draft.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Tuesday, the Steelers passed on drafting Shedeur Sanders. I'll tell you why this will be the biggest regret in the Mike Tomlin era. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride! Woo!
Relief Windows is awesome. Glad to be back, everybody. Turn all that off, Muse. Just turn it all off. I got stuff to do, man. I ain't got time for pleasantries. I'm glad to have you all there. Let us begin as we do every single day. No, not
it's time to pop the
Hit the right
top
button.
on another
Let's go.
edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Oh, of course, we'll start with LSU baseball, taking 2 out of 3 against Arkansas. No, we're not. Now we can formally acknowledge Derek Carr is the worst free agent signing in the inglorious history of my beloved New Orleans Saints. I tell Muse from time to time, hey, Muse, mark the tape. I do that from time to time. And sometimes he listens to me. Most of the time he doesn't because he's probably not paying attention, right, Muse? I'm kidding, Muse. I'm kidding. But let's flash back to March the 6th, 2023, a little more than 2 years ago, when some old fat, bald, know-nothing, loud-mouthed, red-faced, head-sweating Italian dude, looks a lot like me sitting in this chair, said that. I'll definitively say that today. For as long as Derek Carr is the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints will not win a Super Bowl, period. 3:08 Central Time on Monday, March the 6th. With Derek Carr, your floor is higher. Your floor is higher with Derek Carr. Undeniably, your floor is higher, but your ceiling is lower. And I'm not okay with that. You have an aging quarterback who, the team that knew him best, the team that's had him for 9 years, the team that's invested in him, built around him, made him their franchise, just kicked him to the curb. Why? Because they knew the floor is high, but the ceiling is low. And that's okay for some people. It's not good enough for everyone. And the problem right now is that low ceiling but high floor is where the Saints exist with Derek Carr. Boy, I can't wait, because right now, to a lot of you, that sounds like, no doubt, Matt. Everybody knew that. Derek, no. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm having a lot of fun doing over this next week because I got time. I got all the time in the world now. They give me 3 hours every day to run my mouth. I'm going to go back and I'm going to dig through every one of those videos and every one of your stupid comments calling me names, telling me how wrong I was and how awesome Derek Carr is. And I'm going to call y'all out. I may take my entire, I can't do it today, but I may take my entire 3-hour show tomorrow and Tuesday, do nothing but read your stupid comments from the last 2 years, kicking dirt in my eyes for my Derek Carr takes. Where are you at now? Y'all, the New Orleans Saints, my beloved New Orleans Saints. I'm an OG, born in New Orleans, Lakeside Hospital, grew up in New Orleans East. Sundays was church, Shoney's breakfast buffet, and the Dome to watch the Saints get their ass kicked. My first ever favorite player was Dalton Hilliard. I'm not old enough to know Dalton with LSU. Dalton Hilliard, New Orleans Saints 21. Like, when Dalton had a picture in the paper, I cut it out and taped the picture from the paper on my wall in my room. I've been there forever. And they suck. The New Orleans Saints have an inglorious history, y'all. It took 20 years to make the playoffs. It took 33 years to win a playoff game. Some of y'all older than me, God bless you, because y'all persevered through even more than I did. But we have allowed the shining example of the Peyton Breeze era to make us think that this organization is actually better than what they are, when in reality, that's one little sliver of time, a shining star amid a whole lot of darkness. I mean, this is an organization that once took a freaking punter, Russell Erxleben, who, by the way, is also a convicted felon from a Ponzi scheme, took a freaking punter 11th overall.
Hey, the snap goes over the head of Erxleben. Erxleben picks it up and tries to throw it. It's intercepted and it's taken in for a touchdown.
Yeah, a punter with the 11th overall pick. This is an organization that let Mike Ditka trade an entire draft for Ricky Williams, only to later see Ditka and Williams in a freaking wedding dress posing for the front of a magazine cover. Oh, I've seen lots of bad free agents, y'all. I've seen them, and I hear you. Jason David this, Brandon Browner that, Jarris Byrd, whatever. I get it. Jarris Byrd was in New Orleans for 3 years, 14, 15, and 16, back-to-back 7 and 9 seasons. He ain't a quarterback, he's a safety. He ain't why you went back-to-back 7 and 9 seasons. You want to talk about Brandon Browner? We could do that. But Brandon Browner signed a 3-year, $15 million contract. It was $10 million guaranteed. He's a creep. He's in prison now. He was a walking penalty flag, but he didn't cripple your organization the way Derek Carr did. You want to talk about quarterbacks in the history of this organization? Let's do it. Y'all want to talk about the Billy Joes? I'm here for it. Billy Joe Tolliver, Billy Joe Hobart. What are the odds of that? 2 Billy Joes on the same team, God bless him. Oh, Heath Schuler was going to be the guy. Jeff Blake, Aaron Brooks, Danny Werfel. They tried to revive Kerry Collins. I've been there for it all. They recently did it with Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston. How about Jim Everett? You signed Jim Everett in 1994 as a free agent quarterback, and like a week after you signed him, he beats up Jim Rome on live TV.
I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
I mean, everything about this organization is a turd pile, except for the Peyton and Breeze era. Shout out Dome Patrol, too, and Dalton and Bobby. But that's it. Derek Carr, in that inglorious history, still is the darkest speck on the map. He is the worst free agent acquisition in the history of this organization. You want to talk about the money? 4 years, $150 million, $100 million of it guaranteed. You know why Trey Hendrickson is leading the NFL in sacks for the Bengals? You know why Zach Bond goes to Philly and is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate? You want to know why you don't have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson on your roster anymore? You want to know why all these guys that the Saints had and don't have anymore, Marcus Williams, are gone? Because you sign bad players to inflated contracts and you exacerbate the problem by continuing to restructure, and none more bloated than Derek Carr. A guy who I told you the day they friggin' signed him was Andy Dalton. It ain't hard. Take off your black and gold sunglasses. Derek Carr, Andy Dalton were identical. Statistically identical. 9 years in one place. They drafted him round 2, made him their franchise. He spends 9 years there. In 9 years, he has a losing record overall, only 2 winning seasons, played in 1 playoff game, lost. And they said, you know what? We don't think this guy's very good. And so they kicked him to the curb. There was nobody running, lining up to make Derek Carr their freaking franchise. And the Saints went, I got an idea. Let's drop a bag on this guy. Maybe one day he'll take this money and go buy a $500,000 EV Rolls Royce and make a stupid car video on YouTube about it. That's what they did. Let's go dump a pile of money on a dude that nobody wants. Brilliant, but that's the New Orleans Saints. That's who they are. That's what they do. And that's why your roster is old and expensive and you suck. That's why you are what you are. Let's talk about the opportunity cost. Okay. If you don't sign Derek Carr, where are you in 2023? You bring Jameis Winston back. And then you know what happens? You go into the 2024 draft trying to draft a franchise quarterback. The 2024 draft that saw 6 quarterbacks go in the top 12 picks. Maybe you're not getting Caleb Williams or Jameis or Jaden Daniels. Maybe you're not getting Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels, but you could be in the mix for Michael Penix or J.J. McCarthy or Bo Nix, maybe. And now we're having a very different conversation because you've already started your rebuild behind a good, young, talented quarterback. How about wasting your veterans' final years in New Orleans? Cam is no longer an every down defender in the NFL. Demario Davis, God bless him, the man of God, I love him, but he's 36 years old. He's at the end of his career. Alvin Kamara is 30. Taysom Hill has an awful contract, and he's coming off a devastating injury. His time in New Orleans is very likely done. Marshawn Lattimore has already been traded. You had all these guys in a compressed window, and Derek Carr. Yeah, awesome. And then how about we talk maybe about the leadership or lack thereof? Do you realize this weekend, Saturday morning, Derek Carr announces his retirement? Go onto Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Go look at Cam Jordan's account. Go look at Demario Davis. Go look at Alvin Kamara. Go look at Eric McCoy. Go look at Taysom Hill. Go look at their Twitter accounts and see how many of them posted like flowery, wonderful messages, farewell to Derek Carr. I'll save you the trouble. None did. Because I had Chris Marler, our social media guy, try to do a social media reacts for LouisianaSports.net. Couldn't find none. Oh, Fresno State put some stuff out there. God bless it. The Raiders didn't even put anything out on their X account. What does that say about the man? Total lack of self-awareness. In the middle of all this injury stuff, which happens at the beginning of April, won't say anything about it. He comes out and does these stupid car review videos, gets lambasted for it, doesn't understand, has no self-awareness why that's not only bad content. By the way, bro, you made $100 million. How about a little production value? Okay, that's number one. Number two, to not have the understanding that in this time when everybody's talking about your shoulder, releasing car review videos is kind of tone deaf. A little bit. No, he's just going to run it out there. And then when he does talk, he does it in a freaking church sermon. Like, while insulting Diana Rossini and the fans who care enough about him and the team he plays for to allow him to make $150 million. Tone deaf idiot. And then, let's talk about on the field. Scuffling with Eric McCoy, calling out Chris Olave, refusing to take blame for an awful interception at the goal line against the Falcons. That's Derek Carr. That's who he is. Oh, by the way, Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore meets reporters Saturday after rookie minicamp and acknowledges Derek Carr and Kellen Moore have never even met in person.
I just missed him because we were doing some pro days. So we were missing. We missed us that one time.
That one time. When did they hire Kellen Moore? When was that? Right after the Super Bowl in February. They hired Kellen Moore in February, early February.
Yes.
Yeah. 3 months ago. You missed him that one time. 3 months. 3 months, and your quarterback who's making $100 million can't get his ass on a PJ, land in New Orleans for 3 hours to sit down with the new quarterback? If anybody tries to in any way defend Derek Carr as anything other than the worst free agent signing in the history of this putrid organization, I cannot even have a logical conversation with you. And I understand that seems a bit outlandish because the way I'm talking right now sounds anything but logical. Oh, yeah, I'm being loud. But if you listen, like if this probably plays much better in a column, that's why I wrote one at LouisianaSports.net, because you can put whatever tone you want to it. But this is my opportunity to act as big an ass as he did the last 2 years in New Orleans. Good riddance, Derek Carr. I'd rather take Teddy Bridgewater, Jameis Winston, Carson Wentz, Tyler Shuck, any combination of any bit of awful, because guess what? I've seen it all. I was here in 1997, watched 4 different quarterbacks take snaps for the Saints, including 2 Billy Joes. What you think? I'm going to be scarred by seeing the Saints go 3-14? Like, I ain't seen that? Just get Derek Carr the hell out of New Orleans. Get him as far away from this franchise, the city and state, and never let him back in. The worst free agent signing in the history of the New Orleans Saints finally is gone. And yes, I'm going to say it right now. I friggin' told you so. Every one of y'all 2 years ago, and for the last 2 years, I've been screaming about this dude being such a bum. Average-ass quarterback who thinks he's a superstar, and some of y'all bought it, including the morons that signed his paycheck. And where are you now? Where are you now? Hoping that a busted quarterback who's 26 years old, spent, 9 years in college, whatever it was, is going to be your saving grace. Why? Oh, because you dumped $100 million into Derek Carr. How could we have known it wouldn't have worked? Y'all, the Raiders... What are the Raiders got like a pumpkin pie haircut and freak for an owner, and he kicked him to the curb. What you think he was? What did you think he was? You got a blessing. I'm not going to sit here and ever cheer for an injury. I'm not cheering for Derek Carr's injury. But this is an unintended blessing in disguise. Because of his shoulder injury and retirement, you get to save about $28 million against the cap for 2026, which is going to help get you out from underneath this miserable contract load that you bear because your general manager is a bum. So don't blow it. Cap's going to escalate. You're going to get some cap relief next year from all of this in 26 or 20. You're going to be awful this year. Saints might win 2-3 games. They're going to be awful in 25. Just put your seatbelt on, buckle up. It's going to be awful this year. But you got an opportunity in 2026 and beyond, maybe to draft your franchise and build a little bit through free agency. But just understand that today, we can put this conversation to bed forever. Derek Carr, the worst free agent signing in the history of the New Orleans Saints. Good riddance, and never show your ass in Louisiana ever again. It's AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Action Industries, actionindinc.com. Got to catch my breath. Action Industries, and the Advanced Turnaround Group over at Action Industries. Advanced Turnaround Group, a subsidiary of Action Industries. Remember, turnaround season's here through October. If you're in the middle of turnaround season, you need someone to bid your turnaround job, you need Action Industries. actionindinc.com. They do amazing work. Remember, I tell you all the time, you know this. There's only 2 ways you get hired to do work inside the fence. Exemplary safety record, and you do great work, so you keep getting rehired. Well, with Action Industries, their safety record beats the industry standard, and obviously they've been in business since 1982, so to keep getting rehired, naturally, they do awesome work, and they know who they are. They're not the $200 million mega contractor, but man, you get that 100-person job, that's their wheelhouse. It's Action Industries, proud partner of LSU Athletics.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wildin'.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters.
The 0-1 towards the alley, coming in. Thomas makes the grab. Jones tagging up from third. Throw coming in at the plate. Safe! Tigers win! Tigers win! They walk it off.
At 1:17 a.m. By the way, we do have the T-shirts at 929misfits.com if you want to check it out, 929misfits.com. 1:17 a.m. to quote Jay Johnson on the interview with Dave Neal and Ben McDonald, we're the best team in America after 1 a.m. Ben McDonald does join us now on AFR. Ben, great to have you, man. How are you?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing awesome. Hey, when you have a game delayed like that as the starting pitcher, what is the impact on routine or maybe your efficiency in the game?
I think you just, whatever works for you. You know, some starting pitchers just put their headset on, listen to some music. Other guys like to, jack around the clubhouse a little bit, talk to the guys. I think whatever you feel more comfortable doing. Baseball players are the most versatile players. If you think about it, there are no delays in basketball, really hardly ever in football, but baseball, you just don't ever know what you get. And so I think guys are used to, growing up playing travel ball. Sometimes you play at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes you play at midnight travel ball. And sometimes in college baseball, it'll run past midnight, And so I think these guys, I'm not going to say they're used to it, but they can adapt to it maybe a little bit better than other athletes do.
Ben, the emergence of Ianson as a legit star has been a giant storyline. The other question is obviously what happens in Game 3. I know you and I have talked about this before about what to do with Evans. Great in his first start. The last two have been a little shaky. Has that changed your mind about how they approach Day 3?
No, not really. I mean, I think Jay's just waiting for somebody to take a step forward and raise his hand, and it was Evans for a couple starts. He looked really good. The last two, as you mentioned, been a little bit shaky, but you are dealing with a true freshman, and true freshmen in the SEC, I don't care what people say, very seldom have big impact roles, and so I think Jay's still out. Now, I love the way Shores looked. Shores didn't look too good in his first outing of the weekend, but the second outing yesterday, he looked really good. When he gave up like one run in like 3 1/3 or something, and had a really good fastball, better command. So, look, as you go down the stretch here, you're going to have some guys step up, and some guys you'll get some different kind of roles. But I think he continues to ride Evans. But I will say this, and Jay has told us, as you know, if he gets a chance to use Evans on a Friday night or a Saturday night, he has to do that in order to win a ball game, and he'll just back up and punt for Sunday and figure out who hadn't thrown yet. He'd love to save him, but if he needs him, he's going to use him. So you don't know what kind of role Evans is going to really be in going down the stretch here.
He's on Twitter at Real Ben McDonald, who's on the call all 3 games for this weekend. I'm glad you mentioned Chase Shores. And, Ben, you and I have talked about Shores a couple times throughout the year, and you can obviously relate as a taller pitcher. You've talked about unwinding. If you think about from the first time you saw Shores this year to maybe on Sunday in Game 3, where is for you the most noticeable difference or evolution for Chase Shores?
I think he's starting to figure out his body. And when you're 6'8" and you're young like he is, and again, let's not forget, me and you talked about this, he threw 18 2/3 innings his freshman year 2 years ago. Then he set out the rest of the year, set out all of last year. And so you kind of thought there would not be some consistency there, one, because of his size, two, because he just didn't have a lot of collegiate innings under his belt. And I really believe this kid is a big-time performer. I just think he needs the innings, and I think he needs the confidence. Like, sometimes when I watch Chase Shores, I don't think he believes in himself yet. Like, he doesn't know how good he can be yet. I mean, it's 100, man. Like, he's throwing 100 with a power sinker. It's like when this kid figures it out, man, and he really starts to believe and he sticks his chest out a little bit, I think he's a real number one. I really do. Like, if you told me 3 years from now he's going to be pitching and starting in the big leagues, I wouldn't be shocked at all, because I think he's going to grow into that body. He's going to figure himself out, and he's going to figure out the confidence piece of it as well.
What happened in Game 3, Ben, with the relievers, and honestly, I guess even in the 7th in Game 2 with all of the walks?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's been LSU's Achilles heel the last couple of years. Yes, they led the nation in strikeouts last year. They can strike you out. But if you look at the walks last year, man, the walks got them in trouble last year. Well, this year it has been better. But again, the Achilles heel, LSU is second in the entire country in strikeouts going into the weekend. But the walks are better, but that's kind of what gets LSU in trouble. You look at the arms that come out of the dugout, they're really, really good arms. But you come in, you start walking guys at the end. And what did LSU walk like? I think 8 or 9 guys yesterday. That's just not going to work in the SEC, and it's not going to work against a team like Arkansas, who I still believe to be the most complete team in the country. If you look at the overall numbers, they can do just about a little bit of everything. They're a really good team. If they won the national championship this year, I would not be shocked at all. I think Arkansas is that good. LSU was just better this weekend. With a couple, that really good game on Friday night, the walk-off win, and walk-off strikeout, which I've never seen before in Game 2, And so, you never know what you see in the college game. But, yes, walks, LSU doesn't give up many hits. If LSU gets in trouble on the bump, it's going to be because they walk too many guys. Casey Evans walked 3. You go on down the line, everybody had a piece of the walks. And Maverick Rizzi is another one for me that I think has a chance to be really, really good. But another kid that's 6'9", that fights his body, that fights mechanics from time to time. But and William Schmidt's the same thing. I mean, we knew about William Schmidt. I mean, we knew how much money he turned down in the draft and what the pro scouts thought of him. But, he came in yesterday and faced a couple of batters and walked both of them, And so that's just not going to work late in ball game if you're LSU or really anybody as far as that goes.
Ben, is it I want to ask a follow-up on that. Is it that maybe they're offensively, you got guys taking pitches that are intentionally out of the strike zone? Is it missing small or aiming small and missing big? I mean, these guys obviously had tremendous success in high school and in other spots. So what is attributing to that increased in balloon walk number?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I think, one, as you know, the strike zone has shrunk in the college game, right? It's clearly a lot smaller than high school ball. You see these guys come out of high school and they're just dominating the game, but they're getting some balls, and the hitters chase balls that they don't chase in college. It's just like the elevation of going from college to the big leagues. Big league hitters don't chase those kind of balls. They just don't do it. Liam Doyle, who's over at Tennessee, who leads the nation in strikeouts right now, I honestly, as good as he is and as high a pick as he is, I'm not projecting him as a starting pitcher at the professional level. I don't think he throws enough strikes in the zone to have that kind of success in pro ball. I think he's more of a reliever right now. Now, he could change my mind if he learns to get the ball over the plate a little bit more. But right now, I see him as a reliever. When I look at some guys, LSU has got the guy on Friday nights that it's unbelievable. Cade Anderson, he is a strike thrower. He projects to me as that. But I do think the strike zone is smaller. As you know, the umpires are getting graded now. They don't want to look like idiots out there, so they shrunk their strike zone down a little bit less than what. And we've always had, you've always gotten a ball off the outside corner, a ball off the inside corner. That's kind of been the college game because of the many runs that get scored in the college game over the years. Umpires have always had a typical collegiate strike zone where it's a little bit bigger, but you don't see it that much bigger than say double-A ball. I think it's equivalent to A or double-A ball right now. It's just not a big strike zone. So that leads to also hitters being better, strike zone is smaller, kids don't swing at the ball in college like they did in high school, and all those things combined, you get some walks added to you, when you're a freshman coming in to a school like LSU or really anywhere in the SEC.
One more for you, Ben. Ben McDonald's our guest. Always appreciate your time. Stephen Milam's hitting 210 in the conference, and we've seen Jared Jones drop all the way to 241. The strikeout numbers are way up. What do those two guys have to do to get back on track?
I think stay in the zone, and it's easier said than done. But when you start attacking balls that's out of the strike zone, I don't know any hitter that's going to have success. And that's what I see from Jared Jones. I see it from Milam right now, too. I see guys that are just kind of expanding the zone a little bit, start to chase the ball down a little bit, start to chase the ball up a little bit. And when you start to expand the zone, and look, I'm going to tell you what, Arkansas's got some arms, man. I mean, yesterday I felt like I was watching a big league game when it came to velocity. I mean, LSU had a couple guys. I mean, Shorts is up to 100. Somebody else was throwing 96, 97. Arkansas had 3 guys throwing 98 or harder. Like, it's hard now, man. It's really hard. Although I will say this, the average college hitter in the SEC right now is hitting 300. So it's a lot better than it is in the big leagues. But there's a lot of arm strength and stuff out there right now. And so it's a tough time in college ball, but the game's a great game right now. And this SEC stuff, man, I tell you what, I just sit here and look at the numbers and the records and everything that's going on in the storylines, like with Texas A&M and Texas and others. It's a pretty special year. It's a crazy year in a lot of ways.
Expanded league, the conference tournament just about a week and a day away. We'll look forward to that as well. Ben McDonald, always appreciate the time, Big Ben. Thank you.
Anytime. Take care.
All right, man. We appreciate it. It's After Further Review. Monday shows are brought to you by Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. I'll give you some more thoughts on the weekend, the baseball weekend. And David DeLucci will be here to start Hour 3, as he always is. I saw Luch last night on Rally Cap on SEC Network. And I do want to talk about LSU and the pecking order of the league. We'll get to all that. Reminder about Supper Club. Remember, they're closed today. They're closed Sunday, Monday, but they were open yesterday for lunch for Mother's Day. A belated Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Of course, I was gone for 3 days last week in Chicago, so I didn't get to wish all the moms Happy Mother's Day, so let me do that now. And, of course, everyone who had the opportunity to go enjoy Mother's Day at Supper Club, what a treat that was. If it's Mother's Day, if it's a birthday, if it's an anniversary, if it's any type of holiday celebration, or just because, Supper Club is the most incredible dining experience that you will have in Baton Rouge or anywhere. Of course, graduation's coming up, y'all. Don't wait. People are on the books. You got graduations starting this weekend, I know, for high school graduations. If you want to book that graduation party or graduation dinner, get to the website and book your reservation. SupperClubBTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com for Supper Club. Of course, they're known for steaks and Wagyu, but everything is the best, even their seafood, from the sea bass, the salmon, the king crabs, from the deadliest catch boats that I tell you about all the time. You want the most incredible dining experience? Have it at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. We did open the show today with my thoughts on Derek Carr's retirement. We'll get to Scott Shanley in 28 minutes. A guy who played a decade in the league, played for the New Orleans Saints with Hall of Famer and Drew Brees. Certainly you can compare and contrast stylistically the two. We'll get Shanley's thoughts on that and how they move forward now that Derek Carr has retired. And we'll get to that here in about half an hour from right now. Let me knock out a quick break, y'all. We'll come back, go around the SEC. A ton to do here on a busy Monday edition of AFR.
After Further Review.
I don't know what's up with this cool snap. I don't like it one bit. I don't like waking up and having temps in the 60s in May. I don't feel right. But you know just like I do that the inevitable is coming. The triple-digit temps, the heat indexes where the second you step outside, your body has like an involuntary reaction. You just start sweating. Make sure your AC is ready to roll, y'all. 2 Fridays ago, I had River City's 1 Hour Air out to my house. I practice what I preach. I'm a part of their maintenance club. I always encourage you to join. It's cost-effective, and when you join their maintenance club, you get your seasonal maintenance for free. Right? So the preseason AC tune-up and the heater safety check, that's complimentary when you're part of their membership club. So make sure you join. Get your AC tune-up ready to roll. You also get membership club pricing when you need repairs, and you get front-of-the-line service. It's River City's 1-hour air, 752-0001.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right, dump it off Emery, near side, 25-20, to the boundary, 15-10, makes a cut at the 5, he's into the end zone! Touchdown, Fighting Tigers!
Maybe the highlight of John Emery's time at LSU. The touchdown, catch, and run, and the upset of Alabama in 2022. Of course, we learned John Emery will play a 7th collegiate season. It will not be at LSU. On Monday, we learned that he will play his 7th season at UTSA. So John Emery's going to go to Texas San Antonio, play for the Roadrunners. In an interesting full circle moment, the running back coach at UTSA is Tommy Robinson. The same Tommy Robinson that recruited John Emery to LSU back in 2019 and was his running backs coach on that championship team. So a pretty cool full circle moment there for John Emery to play his first and his 7th and final season in college football for Tommy Robinson. But we wish John Emery well. One of the cool things that I've seen, if you follow John on social media, in particular Instagram, he'll post sort of recovery videos. And he is, excuse me, I thought I had a sneeze. I hate when that happens. When the sneeze is coming, then it goes. Anyway, And he's working out and doing his rehabilitation at LSU. He does very clearly in the LSU training room with LSU logoed stuff. So cool that LSU's working with John. He's working through his rehab and recovery there, which is awesome. He's posted some highlight videos of him running and cutting, which is cool to see. And you wish him the best. I mean, this is a guy that in 2019, coming out of Destrehan, was a 5-star, the number 12 overall player in the country, comes to LSU, scores 4 touchdowns on that national championship team in 2019. And then we know what happened. COVID in 2020. He misses all of 21 because of academic issues, misses the first couple of games of 22. Really had a very nice finish in 2022, but then tore his ACL in 23, decides to come back for 24, plays that opener against USC, and honestly was LSU's best back in that opener out in Vegas. But then in practice leading up to week 2 against Nichols, tore his ACL again, and now has gone through the rehabilitation program. But he did graduate from LSU last May of 2024, so we congratulate John on that and wish him the best this season. In his final season in college football, it'll be at UTSA with the Roadrunners over in San Antonio. All right, it is After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. We'll go around the SEC in a smidge. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen and SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. Go see the whole gang over at South Point. And Mr. Bob over there is awesome. Brad, who's the business manager, will help get you straight on whatever financing option that you need. Kerry Manuel is my buddy who's the certified pre-owned manager over there at South Point Volkswagen. The bottom line is no matter who you talk to, they had a great staff. And buying Volkswagens, they do such a great job of creating buying atmosphere and having fun. I mean, you've seen the Volkswagen TV commercials over the years. They thrive on fun and that culture. But when it comes to their vehicles, you're getting the great German engineering, high performance, great gas mileage, the top safety picks that you could possibly have, the top safety designation you could possibly have, and always great deals because it's South Point Volkswagen. They're Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealers, and maybe, especially now, most importantly, they're manufactured in the US of A at their Chattanooga, Tennessee plant. So while you're seeing a lot of inflation because of tariffs, you don't have that because these vehicles are manufactured in the US, supporting American jobs and helping you with your pocketbook. It's South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or SouthPointVW.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? All right, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Four-star safety Jordan Smith has committed to Georgia, doing so over the weekend on Sunday. Picked the Bulldogs over Florida State, Tennessee, and Georgia Tech. 6'2", 185, the number 6 safety in the country, the number 56 overall prospect.
The Florida Gators.
Gators have announced their homecoming game for 2025 because that's awesome. They'll play Mississippi State on October the 18th, and why not? Because Mississippi State's basically a doormat. Bulldogs' first-year coach, Dan Mullen, won that contest 10-7. It was the first time in 15 years that State has been in Gainesville. Gators beat the Bulldogs last season in Starkville, 45-28.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
Vandy has landed Oklahoma transfer Duke Miles. That's on the hardwood, by the way. Miles averaged 9, 2, and 2 last year, shot 51% from the field. 6'2" guard, started 34 games for the Sooners a year ago. Vanderbilt has filled its scholarship allotment for the upcoming season.
Texas A&M!
And Aggie pitcher Troy Wansing has decided to medically retire from baseball. Senior made the announcement Sunday on social media. Getting swept by Missouri will do that to you. Make you just want to quit baseball, and that's what he did. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Monday show is brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Oh, my God. How about Missouri sweeping Texas A&M?
Don't let the Tigers get hot, baby. Here we go.
I don't think any of us are worried about that.
No, Carrick Jackson's got the boys' minds right.
No, he doesn't.
Are you sure?
Pretty positive.
That's pretty dominant.
I'm sure that's just Aggies being Aggies.
It could be.
Is what that is. Hey, here comes some expectation. Hey, you're going to win. You're going to win. Nope, you're not. Nope. Hey, we're setting. Get back down here in the depths of hell.
You mean after...
You milkmen wearing fake gun, finger gun shooting weirdos.
I thought they did the thumbs up.
They
right?
do. They do thumbs up, but then they do the whoops, the whoop.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
remember when Hunt the Good Ag was
in
here going, whoop?
I do. Whoop! You're telling me that series wins over Tennessee, Arkansas, and LSU, and then seeing the team that's going to go 0-30 come in might get your head a little inflated? That's what you're saying to me right now?
Hey, all I'm going to say is this. That's not all I'm going to say. There's a lot I'll say. But I will say that it's one reason why, if you're LSU and you're going to Columbia this weekend and you're feeling like poking your chest out a little bit. So, I get it. Get it. Missouri was 0-24. 0-24. They played 8 series. They were swept 8 times. And then they went to College Station, where you went last week and lost the series, by the way. Well, no, they rallied to win game 1. They had like a 6-run night.
Yes.
But then the games 2 and 3, belt to ass. Belt to ass. So all I'm saying is, look, LSU's in an awesome spot here. You're at 17 wins in conference. You go get 2 this weekend in Columbia. You're a lock for a national seed before you ever even get on the bus to Hoover. It's over. I'm just saying, don't go over there and get swept. Don't go over there and Aggie it. I mean, bro, you could tell LSU goes get swept at South Carolina. They're going to have to go do work in Hoover.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
I mean, at 17 and 13, you ain't no national seed at 17. You'll be a host, but you ain't no national seed. You go get swept over there.
You get swept there, your RPI is going to tank a little bit. Kind of like A&M's did. It dropped 24 spots over the course of 3 days. Did you know that, Matt? 24 spots. That ain't any good, man.
Hey, Mizzou. All right. It's after further review. Good break.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance, the Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Hey, y'all, graduation season is here. Of course, maybe you got a graduate. My niece, shout out, Reese Anderman, be graduating from St. Joseph's Academy this coming Sunday. Maybe you got family coming in. Tell them to stay at the Watermark Downtown. Graduation is there at the River Center. Easy. You can walk from the Watermark to the River Center. You can walk to restaurants and all of downtown Baton Rouge. Super convenient. And the Watermark is Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. Voted by you the best hotel in the best 225. So it can win all the awards and stuff, which it does all the time. It's part of the Bonvoy autograph collection, the Marriott autograph collection, meaning it is a one of one. But it's awesome. Go check it out. It's the Watermark, downtown Baton Rouge. Also remember the Renaissance on Bluebonnet. Sprawling, gorgeous hotel right there near I-10 and Bluebonnet. Convenient to everything. Great place to host an event. Watermark and Renaissance Hotels.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters.
LSU Senior Associate Athletic Director Verge Ausberry will be here in about 40 minutes. You missed it earlier on Monday. LSU and SMU announced a home-and-home series where LSU and SMU will play in 2028 and 2029. So the 2028 game will be in Baton Rouge, and then the 2029 game will be in Dallas. It doesn't say in this release if the 2029 game is going to be at SMU's stadium or if maybe they're going to play it at Cowboy Stadium for bigger venue, more ticket sales, which remember, in the rev share era, that matters tremendously. Anytime you have an opportunity to have an infusion of cash and capital, you're going to take it. So if you remember LSU and TCU back in 2012, 13, 12, was it the 12 opener? When they played in Arlington, that was supposed to be a home and home. They decided to scrap it and just play one game at a neutral site at Jerry World. So it was 12. No, it was 13. 2013 opener. The 2012 opener was North Texas in Baton Rouge. But in any event, I'll be curious. I'll ask Verge that when he's here, see if we can get some clarity on that in about 30 minutes. But again, this is, if you just look at the dates, that's going to be the season opener, unless if LSU plays week 0, which they haven't done yet. And my preference, I'm sure like many of yours, would be to see LSU not play these games week 1, instead to bump it to week 2. So you have a little bit of a tune-up before you play one of these games. The other thing that's also worth noting is last week when I was out, ESPN, it was reported that ESPN would in fact compensate the SEC if they went from an 8-league game schedule to 9. Did y'all talk about that last week, Muse, the SEC thing?
Yeah, we talked about it in conjunction with the report from Ross Dellinger about playoff expansion to 16 teams.
Yeah. I think it's very notable because if you do end up going to 9-league games and you maintain the requirement of one Power 5 non-conference opponent, that means 10 of your 12 games scheduled are going to be against Power 5 opponents. So you have one less playing date to schedule a layup. So you do it week 1 or do it later in the season or however it goes. Anyway, it's just something to consider that maybe LSU and Verge were considering here in scheduling SMU in the opener in 2028 and 2029. But going away from a neutral site game, playing a home and home, so you get a better opponent in Baton Rouge. The trade-off is you're going to have to go play at SMU. And look, SMU is a team that just made the playoff. It's been very well documented. Their very deep roster of billionaires. Ross Dellinger wrote an amazing piece about where he interviewed a lot of those billionaire boosters that effectively bought SMU's way into the ACC, into the Power 5. If you missed that story, to summarize, they effectively told the TV partners, you don't even have to pay us for a decade. Just let us in, because the billionaires just ponied up the money. If you'll forgive the pun, the pony there. Yeah. Like it. They ponied up the money to say, we'll just make sure you function, whatever you need monetarily, just let us in. So they bought their way into the Power 5. So all that to say, coming off now a playoff appearance, and then the 25 season, and the 26 season, the 27 season, what does SMU look like in 2028? It's hard to project that far in advance, but you could certainly see a trajectory where in this era, they have a path to being a consistently good and talented program. So, again, we'll talk to Verge about that in a little less than 40 minutes, bottom of hour number 2. Hey, we're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020. You want to see 2020, call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. The thing I always encourage you to do first is just call for that consultation. It's so easy, and this is not a sales pitch. The consultation, I promise you, the consultation is not a sales pitch. You are going to sit, you're going to have this conversation. You can do it virtually. You can do it in your car if you want, on your lunch break. It's just information gathering so they can learn about your refractive issues and tell you what options are available. So then you can kind of make a decision how you want to proceed. But just start there. I mean, look, I just traveled to Chicago for the Barrett Sports Media Summit. You know how liberating it is to not have to pack contact solution in your contact cases and an extra pair of contacts and your glasses for when you take out your contacts. And what if you forgot something at home, or what if you rip a contact lens? Like, to just wake up in the morning and see, it's amazing. I've experienced it. So many of you have as well. It's Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Baseball Tigers won 2 out of 3 this weekend against Arkansas, as you well know that. David DeLucci will be here at the top of hour 3. Where is LSU in the pecking order of the SEC now? Tigers are ranked. If you missed it, all the polls that came out on Monday, LSU is the new number 1 team in the country in D1 baseball and Baseball America. So rewarded after winning 2 of 3 against Arkansas this past weekend in Baton Rouge. So Florida State, the number 2 team in the country in D1 baseball, followed by Texas, UNC, Oregon, Auburn, number 6, Oregon State, Arkansas, Vandy, and Georgia round out the top 10 there at D1 baseball. So we'll talk about that with Luch coming up in hour number 3. Sports Center's coming up. Let me get you caught up on national headlines. When we come back, former Saint linebacker Scott Shanley, one of our favorites, he'll join us, react to Derek Carr's retirement, how the Saints start to move forward. We'll do that next here on AFR.
AFR.
Mother's Day's in the rearview mirror. We're staring down graduation. Maybe you're looking for the perfect gift for the graduate in your family. How about you get by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry? LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Maybe it's a beautiful watch. Maybe it's a beautiful writing instrument, a pen. You can find all of that at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. And I know yesterday was Mother's Day, but Father's Day is going to be on us in less than a month, y'all. So, ladies, if you're shopping for dad, or dads, if you need good ideas, go to Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Log on to their website, lmfj.com. There's a tab right there. Just hit it. It says Father's Day Gifts from David Yerman and others on the scroll on the homepage. Tap it right there. You get great ideas for gifts for any budget for Father's Day from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. 9 locations in all, including 2 in the greater Baton Rouge area. Online, lmfj.com.
World-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The winner of the Cooper Flag Sweepstakes will be crowned tonight. Utah, Washington, and Charlotte with the best odds to win the NBA Draft Lottery and chance to draft the former Duke star first overall. Lottery coverage 7 Eastern, ESPN Radio, and ESPN. ESPN's Shams Charania is reporting for the first time in his career, Giannis Antetokounmpo is open-minded about exploring whether his best long-term fit is staying in Milwaukee or playing elsewhere. Considering where the Bucks are after a third straight first-round playoff exit, this development is no surprise to First Take host Stephen A. Smith.
They're not good enough. Their future doesn't look right in terms of the assets they have available. And then the moment that Damian Lillard went down with the Achilles tear, I mean, to me, it was a wrap. To me, there's no contemplation. Giannis wants out. It's just that you got a draft lottery coming up tonight. Let's see, what happens with that. Let's see who has what assets, et cetera, and where we're going to go from there.
Shams also reports Cavaliers shooting guard Donovan Mitchell with an ankle injury is expected to be a game-time decision, Game 5, East Semis tomorrow versus the Pacers.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Tuesday, the Steelers passed on drafting Shedeur Sanders. I'll tell you why this will be the biggest regret in the Mike Tomlin era. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Taylor Sharp. Musso. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. David DeLucci in 1 hour. Verge Ausberry in 30 minutes. LSU's locked up a home and home with SMU. We'll talk about that with LSU Senior Associate AD here in about half an hour. Derek Carr retired over the weekend, the same day that the Saints had rookie minicamp afterwards. Kellen Moore acknowledged that he wasn't very much involved in the whole Derek Carr conversation.
He's kind of communicated mostly with Mickey and those guys as we've gone through this process. And, obviously the last few days, they had those communications and those conversations and made this ultimate decision that felt best for them.
As a matter of fact, Kellen Moore even acknowledged that he and Derek Carr never met in person. Seems bizarre to me. Let's ask a guy that played a decade in the NFL. Scott Shanley, good enough to join us here for a couple minutes. Scott, always our pleasure. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good.
When you hear that Derek Carr and Kellen Moore, in the nearly 3 months since he was hired as head coach, never met face-to-face, does that strike you as a veteran player as odd?
Extremely odd. It's extremely odd for many positions, let alone the starting quarterback. When I heard that, I kind of looked at that like the new head coach really doesn't want that guy to be his quarterback, is the way I took it.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, if you take a job as a head coach, first of all, as an offensive guy, the number one position everyone's concerned about is the quarterback position. So before he got hired, I'm sure they talked to the organization about what direction they're going at quarterback. Are they going to force him to coach Derek Carr? Does he have an option to draft somebody, to look for somebody in free agency, to trade for somebody? So the fact that he took a head coaching job and never met with the guy who was under contract, the guy who was going to be the starting quarterback, is extremely weird.
How do veterans normally handle how do veterans that don't live in the market normally handle their off season, like when they're in the building, when they aren't?
Yeah, I would say it differs based on where guys are. And a lot of times kids dictate that,
Sure.
Before, when you get married, you don't have kids, the off season is the off season. It's vacation central. It's go do whatever you want. A lot of times, though, when you get older and you're in your late 20s, 30s, you have kids and they're in school, I think that ties a lot of guys down to staying in the area. But the fact that Derek kind of bolted, and, we talked about this last time, I was doing YouTube car reviews, and obviously made it be known that he wasn't in New Orleans. And at the time, people made a big deal about it, but I didn't think much of it. The fact that he wasn't there when the city was hosting the Super Bowl as a representative for the city and the organization, that all now, when you look back at it, that was odd.
Scott Shanley is our guest. It's this whole thing, piecing it together, is a bit odd. I don't want to get too bogged down in what happened and more look at what is ahead. But as we do sort of unpack it, the way we sort of understand it here, Scott, is that Derek Carr realized in March he had a shoulder issue. Early April is when it was reported. Now here, early May, he's retiring. Like, does that timeline make sense, or do you think maybe they're not being fully, maybe Carr and or the Saints are not disclosing fully what they knew and when they knew it? And obviously, we're being speculative here.
Yeah, of course. First of all, to me, I don't know many players that are not going to get a surgery for $30 million. So the fact he didn't go have shoulder surgery to get $30 million guaranteed tells me the team said, listen, we're going to fight for that $10 million we gave you unless you just get out of here. And I think that's the reason why he didn't get shoulder surgery and sit on IR for a year. But even going a step further, why did the guy even get $10 million? I mean, why was the physical not done in early March? You had every opportunity to get out of this contract. It's weird to me that you paid a guy $10 million and then found out a month later that he didn't have a very good shoulder and you had to move forward in a different direction. It seems fitting. This is how the Derek Carr era ended.
Do you have any summation there, Scott, to connect the dots of why or how what you're saying there about it's odd that they would pay him $10 million and that he didn't have the physical? Like, do you have any idea of what you think might have happened there?
Yeah, I think the team probably anticipated. They really thought Derek was going to be their starting quarterback this year. He was going to be the Aaron Rodgers to the Jordan Love Green Bay situation where he was going to be here for a year, probably start. At some point, if the season wasn't going the way you want it to, now the young guy plays, and he was going to be the bridge quarterback. And once the shoulder injury was related to the team, and it was evident he was not going to be able to be your starting quarterback, I think that's when everything kind of unraveled.
Scott Shanley is our guest. Now that you've got the 2-year Derek Carr era in totality, you want to give the overview? What's your thoughts on this sort of brief window of New Orleans Saints football?
Yeah, I think a lot of times you have young players, it's an exciting time because of the unknown. Now, I also remember a few years where in 2012, 13, 14 era, I remember watching people say it's time to move on from Sean Payton and Drew Brees. So you kind of have to look at this, and it's exciting because there's young, unknown players, but you're also could be looking at a rough 2 years. Yeah. And are you in the Arch Manning sweepstakes? Hopefully Arch doesn't come out after 1 year. Maybe you're sitting there in 2 years, and that would be the story of all stories. But I think when you look at it, Shuck is going to have the advantage. He's Kellen Moore's guy. He was drafted. In my opinion, I think Spencer Rattler is probably going to be the week 1 starter. Those reps he got last year were invaluable. He played with a lot of backup receivers. He did some good things. He turned the ball over too much for my liking, and even in college, he didn't throw the ball well enough from the pocket. But I think those reps that Spencer got last year, as a 5th-round pick, a lot of times you sit on a roster for 2 years, and then you're out of the league. 2 or 3 years, and you're out of the league. He got valuable reps and given him an opportunity to be the starting quarterback. If it were me, I would probably cut Haener and get a veteran quarterback in that room. I think it's really risky to go into an NFL season with that much youth at that position.
Is there a veteran available that you'd prefer?
Well, I don't know if a lot of veterans are looking to come in and be that bridge quarterback as far as, everybody looks at Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers recently said, hey, I'll play for $10 million. If that's what he's willing to do, and he wants to do that in New Orleans, then I think you sign a guy like that. Because people love to hate Aaron Rodgers, but I also know enough to know that Aaron Rodgers, what he went through with Brett Favre, if you listen to Jordan Love said Aaron Rodgers was a great teacher, a great mentor to him. And Aaron Rodgers always said, I didn't want to be what Brett was to me. So maybe he can be a valuable piece because he has enough in the tank where he can probably make some plays if you need a veteran quarterback to come in and play early in the season.
That's a great point. He's on Twitter at Scott Shanley. I'll give him a follow. Former Saint linebacker Scott Shanley hanging out with us. I'd love to ask you, Scott, from the perspective of a veteran player on this team, it certainly seems like the Saints are now being forced into a rebuild, which they've tried to avoid kicking and screaming now for half a decade. But they're being forced into it. If you are Cam or DeMario or Kamara or any of these veteran players, how do you approach a season when it's very clear, like the team, like you're facing what is going to be a really rough season?
Yeah, and that's the first thing I thought the other day as well. I don't know how much trade value those guys have. DeMario, every time you think he's aging, he goes and has a 14-tackle game, and he's been outstanding. But the season gets long the older you get. Cam, obviously, all-time sack leader. They tried to have him be a D tackle last year, and he once they started playing him, Dennis got fired. They started playing him a little bit more, and he made some plays late in the season. And then Alvin, I think the one argument you can make about the organization, and you said it, they've been in this winning mode. I think the thing you can say about the organization is they almost held on to guys too long, and that was something they never did with Sean. If you were an aging player, you had to prove week in and week out that you could play. Otherwise, they were moving on from you. I mean, it's crazy. I love Alvin. Alvin's best running back in Saints history. You make the argument, but it's crazy that last year they could have signed Saquon Barkley to the same amount of money that Alvin Kamara had, and there's just moves that the organization didn't make that probably could have made them younger and better at a lot of positions while they were waiting to win.
Well, they're in this situation now. I don't know if you do have any takeaway, Scott, but they did have rookie minicamp this weekend. They signed receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones on Monday. Not sure if you saw that. Like, is there anything? And the answer could be no, but was there anything from rookie camp this past weekend that you saw trickle out that caught your attention for one reason or another?
Yeah, I mean, I saw some clips of what they were going inside, going through drills and things like that, and watching young linebacker like Danny Stutzman, and I put myself back in that position. Like, as a rookie, you have no idea the business you're about to get into. It's lucrative, it's awesome when you're winning, it's fun, you win championships, and you make friendships for a lifetime. But it is a high-pressure business. And so I'm sitting there watching those young guys, like, just getting started. It took me back to that mold. But just there's an energy level. And there's an excitement. There's a lot, like I said before, there's a lot of newness with the quarterback position. There's newness with the coaching staff. And I think that interjects some life into the building. Now, it needs to translate to wins because it's the business of winning. We all know that. But there seems to be an energy in the building that didn't seem to be there last year.
He is Scott Shanley, Super Bowl champion, former Saint linebacker. Good to spend a couple minutes with us. Always appreciate your time, Scott. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, be well. It is After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. Love telling you about Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com. A healthier alternative. I would strongly recommend you do what I did and you ditch tap water forever, at least if you're going to have tap water, filter it. But my goodness, the 4 packs of the 64-ounce bottles of Evermore are a lifeline for me. This is what I put in my Keurig at home when I drink my coffee. It's what I use to mix my hydrogen water bottles. When I take my supplements, I carry a 64-ounce bottle around with me and drink it throughout the day. It's a better form of hydration. It's healthier. These are from ancient underground aquifers on the North Shore. I mean, this is there's nothing added. Or I challenge you. Grab a bottle of water and look at the label where it says minerals added for flavor or things added or taken away. It's not pure water. Evermore, it's natural spring water. Like, it's natural artesian water. You don't have to worry about what you're putting into your body. It's healthier for your children, better hydration for athletes. It's Evermore. EVAMOR. Drink Evermore. Evermore.com. I appreciate Scott Shanley. Man, already some really good stuff. Ben McDonald was here last hour. Scott Shanley just there. We'll have Verge Ausberry in 15 minutes. LSU and SMU have agreed to a home-and-home. LSU Senior Associate AD in charge of scheduling. Verge Ausberry will be here in about 15 minutes. And Luch will be here in hour 3. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. So at 6 Central, in an hour and 45 minutes, is the NBA draft lottery, the ping pong balls. So naturally, the last time the Pelicans were deeply invested in the draft lottery, we had Father Michael Olello here, and the Pelicans got Zion. So you're damn right we're going to run it back, especially a few days after we got a new pope. I mean, let's go. LFG. I don't know if I can say LFG when I'm talking about a priest and God and a pope. Is that agreeable? How do we feel?
I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, honestly.
You abbreviated it. You're good.
Yeah, there you
I think
go.
the abbreviation saves you.
Okay. I like our moral relativity here. This is good. This is making me feel better about the whole thing. Yes, LFG.
I mean, I work with T-Bob in the morning, so I'm probably not the best one to ask, but...
No, I think that makes you the perfect one to ask. You got a much better gauge. Where does that fall on the scale of Matt to T-Bob?
Oh, I think you're good.
See, that's my point.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's going to hell way faster than I am.
True.
LSU lost, speaking of SMU, LSU lost a commitment to SMU over the weekend. Oh, I can't wait to talk about it. I cannot wait to talk about this one. That's next. It's AFR.
AFR.
All right, y'all, we're inching closer to summer and pool season. Have you called Duplessis Builders yet? Old Terrio called me this morning. Like, hey, man, you should take some pictures of your outdoor kitchen. Like, I like what you did out there. We're going to be building something soon. Like, to get some ideas. It's like, okay. Better call Duplessis Builders. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. Pool, hot tub, outdoor kitchen. They can even do putting greens for you in your outdoor space. As a matter of fact, like, we have a patch of dead grass on the side of our house where Drew's trampoline is. He's getting older, doesn't use trampoline as much, just kind of, getting weather rotted. A lot of you can relate, but we got this big patch of dead grass under the trampoline. I'm like, hey, babe, what if we put a little putting green over there? I mean, that's all the kids would love that now. They can do it for you. Duplessis Builders. Whatever you do, thinking about building a pool, make sure you call Derek and the crew over at Duplessis. Go to the website, DuplessisBuilders.net. Get your book at the top of the page, DuplessisBuilders.net.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters.
Join us on Friday, May 23rd, the South Stadium Club in Tiger Stadium for delicious food, drinks, and the ultimate allocated 100-bottle bourbon raffle hosted by Ducks Unlimited. Plus, participate in live and silent auctions and... What? Participate in live and silent auctions and raffles for rare bottles. Sign up at 1045ESPN.com for a chance to win $100 packs of raffle tickets and the grand prize $500 raffle pack. For tickets and more information, visit dubourbonraffle.com.
You're right, Mute. Oh, I get it.
No.
Hey, Taylor.
Don't do this.
What time is it?
I'm looking at this atomic clock over here. It says 4:20.
Oh. Did you happen to notice Muse getting a little stumbled up there on that rig? Did he?
He got like foggy brain. Like he just stopped right in the middle. Yeah.
Mouth stopped working as it should.
Yeah.
Maybe the brain wasn't speaking to the mouth the way that it normally does.
Maybe.
Slower motor skills. Well,
maybe the word raffles and raffles is like next to each other 3 times on different lines in this promo read. And I was just making sure I was on the right line.
Or maybe it was that a little blurred vision. You see the same word twice. You think that could have been it, Taylor?
I mean, that sounds likely to me.
Plausible? Yeah, no doubt. Or maybe it's just a coincidence that it happens to be 420, right, Muse? Just a coincidence?
It's because the same word is on 3 different lines on top of each other.
Just a coincidence.
Didn't want to skip anything.
Oh, the same word on top. So it's hard to read lines.
It's right here.
Yeah, really hard to read line. Taylor, when did you start reading?
Oh, pre-K? Kindergarten? Yeah. I mean, it's,
Probably around then, yeah.
Hard to read, says Muse.
Hard to read at this time of day.
Clearly.
Sometimes it is hard to read. People get tripped up.
He's tripping over there. You heard him say it?
That's not what I said.
I mean, that's very clearly. Said he's tripped up. All the evidence is there. All the evidence is there. Our Verge Ausberry here in 8 minutes. Over the weekend, LSU lost a member of its 2026 commitment class. Ja'Kai Anderson, the wide receiver out of McDonough 35 in New Orleans, he's a 4-star. He flipped to SMU. A couple of things on this. Number one, I think there's the component of why Anderson flipped. And then there's also the component of what does it mean for LSU's class and the receiver room moving forward. We'll take those one at a time. So first, Anderson is 6 foot, 160 pounds. He is a 4-star who's ranked number 273 nationally and the 45th best receiver. So I look at this, and there's a couple of things at play. Number one, do you want Ja'Kai Anderson? Very clearly, the answer is yes. You offered him when he was a sophomore in high school. He committed last summer as a junior, and he's still a member of your class up until now when he's flipped to SMU. So do you want Ja'Kai Anderson as a part of your class? Yes, that is true. Also true is Ja'Kai Anderson probably looked at the commitments at his position in this class and went, LSU, when Anderson was part of the class, had 4 receiver commits. Those commits are Tristan Keys, who's a 5-star and the number 1 receiver in the country, the number 3 overall player. Jabari Mack, a 4-star, number 78 nationally, in the 10th best receiver in the country. And then Kenny Darby out of Airline and Bossier, also a 4-star, number 152 nationally, and the number 22 receiver. So, in this class, Ja'Kai Anderson's looking and going, Tristan Keys, the number 1 receiver. Jabari Mack, the number 10 receiver. Kenny Darby, the number 22 receiver. And there's Ja'Kai Anderson, the 45th best receiver. I'll say it again. Do you want Ja'Kai Anderson as part of your class? Yes. It's why you offered him. It's why you took his commitment. All that is true. Kid from New Orleans that you want. It is also true that of the receivers you had committed, he was far and away the lowest of the commits. 6 foot, 160 pounds. Probably has to grow into his body. Might end up being awesome. But SMU comes calling, and just for context, where Ja'Kai Anderson was the second lowest, it was the 9th ranked of the 10 commitments LSU had. He flips to SMU's class and is now the second highest rated commitment in SMU's class. So you have this school with oodles of cash from their oil baron billionaire boosters and a real opportunity. I get why Ja'Kai Anderson would go to SMU. There's a log jam in his class at LSU. He goes to SMU. He's the highest rated receiver and the second highest rated player in the class. And he's going to get broke off because of SMU's money. Okay, good for you. I don't begrudge him whatsoever. And when you look at LSU's receiver room, not only, when you talk about 26, like in 25, you're loaded. But you're going to lose a lot of these dudes, right? Aaron Anderson will be gone. Chris Hilton will be gone. Very likely Nick Anderson will be gone. Berrien Brown, Xavier Thomas. We'll see what happens with Destin Hill. But you're very likely going to have massive turnover at receiver, but you have also flooded the pipeline with young receiver talent. You've got Kyle Parker there and Kylan Billiot and some really talented young guys. And you have the freshman class coming in as well. So, and you better believe LSU is going to go into the portal next year and replenish with guys in the portal. So I guess I could look at it and say, and then you've got Tristan Keys coming in, who'll be the number 1 receiver in the country. It's never fun to see someone decommit or flip out of your program. And I know there's a portion of you, because I see your text of the show and your tweets and all that stuff and your comments, where you say, this is why I don't care about kids' commitments anymore. Well, for being very honest, for as long as they've taken commitments, guys have flipped. I mean, you can add new layers of context to it because of NIL, portal, all that stuff. And why guys flip may differ now than why they did before, but guys have always flipped. And I'll still maintain you'd always rather have the player's commitment than not have it. Like, for example, Lamar Brown right now is the number 1 player in Louisiana, the top uncommitted offensive lineman in the country, offensive defensive lineman out of U-High. He's uncommitted. Would I rather Lamar Brown be committed today? Yes, I would. I still think he's going to end up in LSU's class. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, he sat right here and told you, like, LSU's going to be tough to beat. He's their front runner. They're his front runner. Awesome. I'd feel much better if he were committed. It doesn't mean it's binding, but I'd rather have him committed than not. So you're always going to take commitments as long as guys are willing to do it. But there's always the possibility this can happen as well. But I'd still tell you, LSU right now has the number 2 class nationally behind only Southern Cal. LSU has 9 commitments for the class of 2026. Southern Cal has 26. Okay. So, yes, naturally, you're in a really good spot in this class. Tristan Keys, the number 1 receiver in the country. Richard Anderson, the number 1 defensive tackle in the country. Haven Finney, who is the number 1 cornerback for 2027, who reclassified and is now the number 7 cornerback in the country for 2026. Aiden Hall, who's the number 7 safety in the country. Jabari Mack, the number 10 receiver in the country. You are loaded in this recruiting class for 2026. So disappointing to see Jabari Mack, a guy from New Orleans who'd been committed for a year, flip to SMU, but also understandable why he would flip. Going to have a better opportunity at a place like SMU where he'll be the man. It's the big fish, little pond, little fish, big pond question. He'll go to SMU where he'll be the man, or he can come to LSU where he's going to be caught in a really crowded pipeline of receivers. So you wish him well, and we'll see if LSU does in fact go seek another receiver to replace him in this class, or are they good with the 3 they got and they go address it in the portal? We'll see that in due time. But Ja'Kai Anderson flips to SMU. And it's funny, I laughed a little bit about wanting to talk about this because the Alabama people have flooded my Twitter when seeing this news because, of course, who the quarterback?
Keelan Russell.
Keelan Russell.
Yeah.
So Alabama gets a quarterback to flip from SMU, and I lambasted him for having to go take an SMU commit at quarterback. And naturally, he got the Bama bump and became a really highly regarded recruit. And all the word out of spring was that he looked awful because, of course, he's a true freshman, not trying to go play quarterback against SEC defenses. And I'm going to laugh my ass off whenever he transfers out of there. Rest assured, there will be an epic Bama is burning coming when Keelan Russell inevitably sucks or transfers out of Tuscaloosa, which would be great to see. But they're like, what's worse? Taking a guy from SMU or losing a guy to SMU? Well, it's pretty obvious. The reason that Ja'Kai Anderson, is transferring or is decommitting from LSU is because he was the 4th best guy in this class at his position. He's the 2nd best overall player in SMU's class. He's going to get paid and have a better opportunity. That makes sense. A little bit of a different world when you're high and mighty Alabama and you're pillaging SMU for elite quarterback commits. No doubt. Look, I get it. When the angry bald guy in Louisiana is shouting about you burning for a year, and it's totally right because you lose 4 games, including losing to Vanderbilt as a 4-touchdown favorite, losing to Oklahoma as a 3-touchdown favorite, losing to a 500 Michigan squad. Like that's got to bruise your ego and your pride, and certainly the understanding and reality that you're not what you were is settling in. But sure, point the finger about receiver commits flipping. It don't change the fact that you are in your new reality. And I'm going to laugh my ass off at you every chance I get, regardless of what happens with LSU. All right, it's after further review. Verge Ausberry's next.
AFR.
I love telling you about Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness because I love telling you how you can live a more full, vibrant life. Hormone replacement therapy. If you've never looked into the benefits of hormone replacement therapy, heart health, prostate health, mental clarity, energy, mood, libido, all of those things. It's real, it's safe, it's affordable. It's at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Yes, they have ED treatments. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. But there's so much more. Hormone therapy. Told you about peptide therapy like BPC 157, which I've started taking. It's supposed to aid in recovery. I'm hoping this is something that'll help my back. Can't wait to get through a full cycle to tell you more about it. NAD therapy, which helps vitalize and revitalize every cell in your body to be able to act to its fullest. You can get NAD therapy at Goodwood. Log on to learn how you can live your fullest, most vital life. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters.
Among his many duties over at LSU, Verge Ausberry, the executive deputy AD, also in charge of football scheduling. On a day where LSU and SMU announced a future home-and-home schedule for 2028-2029, Verge, good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. How are you, sir?
Hey, Matt, how you doing today? Doing well.
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Okay, how long have you been working on this?
I've been working on it for a while. You know, you have to remember, Matt, you look back where our schedule was. We lost the Oklahoma series. That was a home and home we had. And when they became a conference team, we lost that game. So we've been working out there trying to get games to reschedule those games. You know, we had Houston and playing University of Houston next year, 2027, and we play in 2028 SMU in a home and home. Been working on those deals, trying to get those situated. The things we were afraid of, Matt, to go out there schedule too early because you didn't know you could have 8 or 9 games. That's why we're very slow on future scheduling right now. And until that's determined by the ADs and presidents here, whenever they have those meetings, we'll determine where we're going to be at in the future schedule.
First, can you elaborate a little bit on the future with an 8 or 9 game schedule, what that might mean for the non-conference process?
Well, the non-conference process, it'll definitely change our philosophy a little bit. And that's why I think Coach Kelly, Scott Kelly, and I get together and try to figure out how we want to go on with future scheduling. Austin Thomas also. To determine how we're going with future scheduling, how many, Power 5 teams you play, your non-conference schedule, where you put the teams at. And, also, Matt, what we make sure is that LSU always have 7 home games. We can't fall to that 6 home game number. So that's the thing that's important to us in this process. And we just wait until that gets determined. We've been working on it and going through different scenarios, who we play. If we go to play 5 home games in the SEC part of 4. So those are things we've been working on.
Verge, if they do go to a 9-game schedule, and you may not know the answer to this, it's fine if not, but if they do go to a 9-game schedule, is the expectation that there will still be the requirement for a Power 5 non-conference opponent?
I feel that will be in place. I think TV would pretty much dictate that to us, but I can't see them dropping that requirement. A few schools automatically have those right now. If you look at Georgia, you look at Florida, you look at South Carolina, they have that in Kentucky. They automatically have that Power 4 opponent built in.
So I know you've explained this before, where right now you schedule a Power 5 or a Power 4, I guess, a So like two mid-level G5s and then typically an FCS. Those are the 4 non-conference. If it goes to 9, what changes there? Do you drop the FCS? Do you drop one of the G5s? What changes?
You probably drop. This is our philosophy, Matt. We want to play every school in the state of Louisiana and keep those schools as good on the rotation. That's good for us as a state. We're the flagship. It's good for all of our schools in the state of Louisiana. So we definitely want to keep that going in the state rotation. And we probably just drop another one of those non-conference games, and it determines if the FCS or FBS school will be playing that year. But we want to play the schools in the state of Louisiana in our region, and that's where we want to focus at with our future scheduling.
Got it. So if it allows, you would continue to play the in-state FCS with Nichols, Grambling, Southern, Southeastern, if allowed. Okay.
Northwestern is correct.
Northwestern State, sure. Okay, Verge Ausberry is with us here. I know another thing I get asked a lot, Verge, is week one, playing the marquee game on week 1 as opposed to week 2, and maybe having a layup, so to speak, week 1. What's the thought there on how you all approach that?
We look at everything right now, Matt, and week 0 games are in play also. We hadn't discussed that in the past, but in the future with the new scheduling formats and what's coming out, we might do a week 0 game every once in a while. So we have everything on the table right now, and that's what we're pretty much doing, just trying to focus on how this thing is going to look here in the future, how the scheduling is going to look, and how the changes are going to take place. So we be prepared for it. We want to give our team, as you know, LSU the biggest advantage going into these type of games.
Verge, by the way, what is the week 0 requirement to be able to play on week 0?
The team has to be either playing Hawaii. One of the rule things there is playing overseas, an international game, something of nature, to play the week 0 game.
So so if you don't have Hawaii or an international game, how can you play week 0? Or is
most of them do have it on their schedule. They have it on their schedule, and those are the teams we're figuring out how to do it with, and getting those teams in here. We work with TV on that, and work with our contacts on getting those type of teams in here who are playing those type of games to bring them into the Tiger Stadium.
So not necessarily that LSU would be playing Hawaii or an international game,
but the other team, other team.
So would it be that you could play week 0 against them if they were on Hawaii, if they play Hawaii or an international game at any point during the schedule, or does it have to be like the next week?
The next week, the week 0. That's where I have to keep it at.
Okay.
That's the teams that want to play the week 0 game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So they would be, I'm sorry, I don't mean to belabor the point. I just want to make sure I understand. So LSU would be playing a team week 0, and the opponent would be at some point on the schedule playing Hawaii or international?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's
I guess it's so like if someone played Hawaii in week 10, you could still schedule that team.
That's right. That's correct.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Okay. I didn't realize that. Fantastic. All right. Well, yeah, man. Let's load up the WAC schedule. Let's see what we got. Let's bring them on in here, man. Excuse me. Another one is the game in Dallas. Is that going to be an on-campus game for SMU, or is it going to be played at Jerry World?
We talked to the athletic director about that, and there's a possibility that game could be in Jerry's World. We don't want to talk about that too early, but that's something we left open in the contract where that game could be. Their stadium was 40,000-seat stadium, so we understand, both of us understand that could be a marquee game in Dallas, and if it presents itself, we would like to play a game in Jerry's World.
How does the revenue get split on that, Verge, when you go play a true road game?
That's what we have to determine. Because right now we have it split as a home and home. I think we left it in the contract when it gets to that time. We'll look at the revenue, how much we can generate, ticket sales, and those type of things to make a difference in payment.
But it would be an SMU home game, and they would give you a distribution, whatever would be contractual.
Correct. Correct. That's their home game.
Is there any consideration, Verge? Because when you play those, you've told me this before. You may know the number off the top of your head, but like when you go play a neutral site, like this last year against Southern Cal. That's like you just show up and you get a check, right? And it's a big payout. Like I don't. Do you know the number offhand? What you all got to play the Southern Cal game?
$5 million plus to play that game.
Okay, so LSU just shows up, gets a check for $5 million. I would assume you're not going to get $5 million to play the game at SMU.
No. That's their home game. That's a home and home we did. They're coming back here to play the game. We play the first game here, and then we go there. So it's a home and home. So no, it won't be a payout like that.
So the idea is you get it's effectively a wash because you'll get the plus side of the home game and then lesser in the return trip.
Correct. We'll pay them about $750 for them to come here, and then we go there. It's a home game for them. But we play in Jerry's world. There, that's a different number. We'll start looking at how many tickets we sell, portion of the stadium, things of that nature.
Okay. Do you all have those conversations, Verge, because of the revenue share era in who you decide to schedule and where you play these games?
No, not really. Not because of that. This here is what's best for our team and the team we have coming back, and how we can get ourselves into preparation for the playoffs. We don't look at it as the rev sharing part of it. That's not part of it. But we would like to play the neutral site games. It's a big payout, but like our fan base, they want to see the home and homes also. So I said this many times, Matt, before. We're going to play neutral site. We're going to play home and homes when it's smart for us to do it, and we have to make sure that we get in on the right years. And if you go to a 9-game schedule, that really changes it up a little bit. So you have to be very, very careful how you schedule those things. That's why, Matt, we've slowed down a lot on our process and how we do this future scheduling, because we don't know what we're going to get yet. But as soon as we know those type of things and get direction, all of us will be able to schedule and go out with future schedules in a better way.
Verge, last thing, and I always appreciate your time. Is there any idea of a timeline on when the league may come to some decision on future scheduling model?
I think they're close. I think they're getting close. I think there's some more details need to be worked out at the conference office, and once that's done, hopefully we know here quickly. But it really holds us up in scheduling. You don't want to go out there and schedule your 4 non-conference games and they tell you, okay, you have 9 games. Now you end up most schools buying their way out of these contracts, and we don't want to do that. And those are things, we put in those contracts now, we could be released from them, but you don't want to go out there and schedule somebody you don't have to. So we're trying to make sure that we have the future schedules set in place. We used to, Matt, a while back, you used to have the schedule set for 5 to 10 years out. Now it's pretty much been year by year. So the more direction we get from the conference on that, the better we'll be in our future schedule.
Is that game in Ireland going to happen? I'm ready to swipe Gordy's credit card, Verge. I'm ready to go to Ireland on Gordy's dime.
Yeah, that has to be beneficial to us. That's the only thing I tell people in that game. That's something that Coach talked about. It's a possibility. Right now, all options are available to us. That's the good part about it.
All right, Gordy, I'm staying at the Four Seasons. Whenever we go to Ireland, we're doing it big, and it's all on your dime. Verge Ausberry, appreciate it. Thanks always for the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Matt.
Okay, be well. There's some stuff that Verge said I want to react to, which is very interesting. And the fact that they're not sure on timeline for scheduling, and revenue share doesn't really influence that decision, which surprised me. I mean, I would assume that would have to be central to all decisions you make about football, because football is the thing that's largely funding your entire athletic department. But good stuff from Verge. I appreciate some of the insight there. Okay, it's after further review. Quick break. We'll come back. Used to do Tigers and the Pros.
After further review.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Belated Happy Mother's Day to all the moms from our friends over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure you get to any of the social media platforms and follow Gordon. He's at Get Gordon on all the platforms. Because, yes, Gordon does a great job of giving out free legal advice, as a matter of fact. I mean, look, just yesterday I saw a video, I know it's posted on his X account now, but it's about the perils of posting on social media when you're out and about. Like, you may be at a bar or club and you post a picture with a cocktail in your hand. Even if you weren't drinking, like, it could be something used against you in court. He always gives great legal advice for free on social media, but also you'll see things like interviews with members of the G team, clips from The Garage, Gordon's podcast studio. The Kim Mulkey interview recently is up. So make sure you check it out and follow him on Twitter and all social medias at Get Gordon. Get Gordon and get it done.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wildin'.
biggest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Thanks again to Verge Ausberry for being with us here. Muso, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, we had a quick couple of updates from the UFL. John Trey Kirkland, 7 receptions, 52 yards, long of 14 in the San Antonio Brahmas. Close loss over the weekend. Brad Wing, of course, was doing the punting for the Brahmas. 3 of them averaged 46.3 yards with a long of 53 and 1 down inside the 20. Bring him back to the NFL, you cowards. For the Houston Roughnecks defense, Deshaun Bauer collects another sack on the season to go along with 2 tackles. Josh Smith for the Texas Rangers. 1 out of 3. Did draw a walk in the game as well. And the Rangers have walloped the Detroit Tigers. You love to see it there. And let's see. Trey Morgan. Common Trey Morgan W happened on Sunday. He went 0 for 4 at the plate. Scuffling a little bit there. Did drive in a run, though. But the common W we're talking about is a sensational sliding catch in the Durham Bulls bullpen. So he leaves his first base position, running back to the infield, sliding still back to the infield, makes a basket catch. A play we've all seen Trey Morgan make, feels like a handful of times in his career over at LSU. Now they're getting to see it at the next level. He's a defensive wizard, and that's just what he does. And then last but not least, Paul Skeens. He'll be on the mound tonight for the Pittsburgh Pirates versus the New York Mets. Skeens will shove, the Pirates won't score, and he will inevitably be charged with the loss. That's Tigers in the pros.
Presented by Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. That's me and Richard Tilley and Ryan Terrio and Joe Morales and Trent Davis and our great staff and squad. We appreciate everybody who has given us the opportunity to earn your business. Hey, look, at the end of last week, the weather was atrocious. Wednesday, Thursday, for all last week, and even into the weekend, obviously, with the rain delay on Friday night's game for the baseball Tigers. If you had or think you might have roof damage, let us come take a look. It is totally free. Ignore the door knockers. Trust a local, reputable company. I tell you, one of the things going through the legislature right now in this legislative session from the LRCA, the Louisiana Roofing Contractors Association, is a law that would outlaw, it would make it illegal to door knock. I tell you all the time, we won't do it. And a primary reason is largely the companies that are door knocking are not licensed, reputable companies. And that's when you, the homeowner, can get taken advantage of. We see it all the time, unfortunately. It always pops up around storms. When like leeches, they just descend into a neighborhood that had hail or heavy and just door knocking. Like, you got to purge that out. That's how contractors get bad reputations. So even if you don't call us, call a good, local, reputable, licensed contractor. We'd love to have the opportunity to earn your business. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Service all over the state of Louisiana. About to open up our brick and mortar office in New Orleans. And we're really excited to serve the 504 as well. So do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. David DeLucci will be here in about 6 minutes from right now. We'll talk to Luch about the weekend that was in college baseball in the SEC. If you missed it, open up the show with my thoughts on Derek Carr's retirement. One thing we haven't really gotten into too much yet is reaction from around the NFL and how the Saints are moving forward through rookie minicamp, which opened up this weekend. And part of that is that Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener, Kellen Moore said on Saturday, are all going to get an opportunity to give it a go, to go be the starter. I will be fascinated to see if New Orleans does, in fact, bring in a veteran quarterback. It's something I've advocated for a while. I think they should go add Teddy Bridgewater. If you make a trade, I know there's some people out there suggesting a trade for Jameis Winston, which might be on the table considering the Giants signed Russ, Jameis, and then drafted Jackson Dart. You know, could he be attainable for a manageable price? Maybe. It's something worth considering. We'll talk as we move on. Hour number 3, presented by Relief Windows, is next.
After further review.
Just told you about Parrish Construction and Roofing. Remember Parrish Restoration. Same deal here. ParrishRestoration.com. ParrishRestoration.com. I've told you for years now about my buddy Jim Woodworth over at Parrish Restoration. Jim's a military vet. He was an Air Force veteran who began his career in disaster relief post 9/11, helping with disaster relief up in New York City. He made his way down to South Louisiana after the BP oil spill to help with disaster recovery relief. Stayed and has helped with this incredible product that he offers, this patented non-toxic dry fog treatment. So if you have mold or think you might, maybe other harmful pathogens, of course, like during COVID, this was a major deal, but it doesn't have to be just COVID. Flu season, any harmful pathogen, your office building, church, school, doctor's office, place of business, Parrish Restoration can help. And of course, they even come fog your home. Go to ParrishRestoration.com, ParrishRestoration.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
You work hard every day to pursue a life you love. You put in the time, and it shows. You're forging ahead, chasing a dream, creating something better for the ones you love. You're building your own life. So why not build your own tractor? With John Deere tractors and attachments for almost any need, the Sunshine team can help you do just that. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. 13 teams have a chance to win tonight's NBA Draft Lottery and the number 1 overall pick. Best odds belong to Utah, Washington, and Charlotte, 14% apiece. Lottery coverage in an hour, ESPN Radio and ESPN. Howard forward Giannis Antetokounmpo, for the first time in his NBA career, is open-minded about exploring his options, whether that's remaining with the Bucks or playing elsewhere, according to ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania. Houston would appeal to both Giannis and Milwaukee in a potential deal, believes ESPN NBA analyst Chiney Ogwumike.
Most importantly, Giannis matches the kind of mentality that Ime Udoka has really built this culture in Houston. He's a defensive-minded player, but also if you saw their deficiencies this postseason, it was the fact that they did not have a go-to scorer. They struggled with offense all year long, and so when you're going up against contenders, you need someone that is an instant bucket, and that is Giannis, someone you can build around for the foreseeable future.
Shams is also reporting Cavaliers shooting guard Donovan Mitchell with an ankle injury, expected to be a game-time decision, Game 5 East semis tomorrow night against the Pacers.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. And now a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
That's right. Woo!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Taylor Sharp. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Tigers win 2 out of 3 against Arkansas this past weekend. Our buddy David DeLucci, who caught last night on Rally Cap on the SEC Network, good enough to join us as he does every Monday. Talk a little SEC baseball. Luch, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
It's always our pleasure. Okay, biggest takeaway from the LSU-Arkansas series in Baton Rouge?
LSU's offense stepped up. I mean, that was the big question. You know, they've got great efforts from Game 1 starter Cade Anderson, Game 2 starter Ianson, and question mark was going to be after the weekend that Arkansas had, which showed that their pitching staff was really solid. Would LSU's offense step up and be able to score runs? And they did. And it came from a cast of players that, once again, I can't say enough positives about how Jay Johnson can get guys that are not in everyday roles, whatever you want to call them, platoon players, utility players, whatever. But when they get into the game, they produce, man. And you've got a platoon now of catchers that are also hitting the ball out of the ballpark and driving in runs. So pitching look great, offense looked fantastic, and this is where you win to the last series of the season.
Luch, hang on one second there. We're having trouble with the phone. Let's hang up and dial, see if we get Luch in a better cell there. It was interesting because LSU did score more runs in Game 2 of the series against Arkansas than they did all previous weekend in 3 games against Texas A&M. They scored 7 runs in 3 games against A&M. They scored 13 runs in 7 innings on Saturday. So that breakout was bound to happen eventually, and it did come for LSU this weekend. We got David DeLucci here with us of the SEC Network. Good to spend a couple of minutes. We got Luch back. Sorry about that, Luch. LSU is at 17-10 in the conference and staring down a national seed. They just need to not throw up on themselves against South Carolina. But the cautionary tale came for everyone this weekend with Missouri sweeping Texas A&M. So let me ask you a question about LSU South Carolina in the context of if there is something South Carolina does that could give LSU trouble, what is it?
I've watched South Carolina all season. I don't see it. Let me tell you the difference between South Carolina and Missouri. Missouri has played inspired baseball, and I got to give them credit, man. It was an awful season, a record-breaking season for Missouri, but they kept plugging away, and they caught a team that was sleeping on them, that overlooked them, and A&M had been playing really well. South Carolina lost Ethan Petrie a couple weeks ago. That's their best player, and when the news came out that he was out for the season, it just seems like they shut it down. They gave up 51 hits against Auburn. 21 of those were extra base hits and got annihilated. And I just don't see the players having the drive that they had early on. There's no knock against anybody, but they don't have the pitching and they don't have the scoring. There's one player in that lineup that would really be a threat to you. That's Nathan Hall, and that's it. So I just think if you're LSU, the key is to go in there and stay focused. It's an SEC team. It's a talented group on the other side, but get your reps in, play good ball, don't get hurt, and you go into the SEC with another sweep. I mean, that's the goal, is to sweep against a team that's really, really down on their luck.
David DeLucci's with us of the SEC Network. Go to the Missouri thing. Like, nobody saw it coming, Luch, especially with A&M having so much on the line. What, how, why, when, all that stuff.
It looked to me like, Game 1 got past A&M, and they were probably looking at what did they need to do to continue to be on the radar for making the NCAA tournament. Missouri just battled. Game 1, they battled, man. And their pitchers are getting healthy. That's another thing. They've got 3 pitchers back that they didn't have all year. Sam Horn pitched incredible. Backup quarterback was fantastic. So Game 1 gets by them, and then A&M hit the panic button. And Ben Royo's last at bat in the 9th inning, where he took 3 fastballs right down the middle and never took the bat off his shoulder, just kind of told me that they were overthinking everything. Or maybe trying, not to be the guy, and hopefully the guy behind him is going to step up and make it happen, and not the individual. And it just went downhill from that. And momentum is so big, man. Missouri got the momentum, and they've played some games tough this year. They've played some close games, including Georgia, but they didn't have the firepower to really win a series, win a game, and definitely sweep until this weekend. And A&M, I mean, that basically A&M is going to have to sweep if they even have a chance, and that's against Georgia, who lost their series to Alabama. So Georgia is going to be really chomping at the bit to play this weekend.
Yeah, there's so many things out of this weekend direction we could go. What about what happened in the Magnolia State this weekend with Ole Miss and Mississippi State? What was the biggest consequence of that series?
Biggest consequence, Ole Miss is out of the conversation to hunt. It did put Mississippi State in the conversation to make the postseason. Now State is 1 win away. They do play Missouri coming up. 13 is pretty much going to get you into the NCAA tournament because how tough the SEC conference has been all season long. Everybody keeps saying 12 is going to do it. I don't think there's going to be a 12. Not a single team is with 12 wins in the SEC would make it. So Mississippi State is playing great. They playing like they've got pressure and stress off their back after Lemonis was fired. The team has gone in a totally different direction. No knock against him, but I just think wearing that pressure every single day and hearing that and seeing the fans that are not showing up for the games just mentally took a toll on that team. And then lastly, Evan Sierra, he had an unbelievable game against the Rebels, 8 innings, 15 strikeouts. So you're starting to see efforts from individuals that are carrying the team. And State is in a great place to make the postseason.
Texas lost another weekend, Luch. Any concern there? Look, they had a giant lead, right? But are they running out of steam?
They will see this weekend against an Oklahoma team. It's a bit of a rivalry. I think they're starting to see the consequences of missing their ace, Jared Spencer, and their best hitter, Max Ballou, who has been out for quite some time. And eventually teams are going to figure out ways that they can win without those two guys. Those are two massive losses. They will be fine. They will be competitive. They are going to do well in the tournament. But I just don't know if this slide at this part of the season is going to make them more mental or make them realize that they have some big holes that they can't fill because they don't have the guys to do it.
Tennessee lost another weekend. At this point, Luch, I don't know what's more significant, Vanderbilt winning the weekend or Tennessee losing it, considering Tennessee's slide. What say you there?
Tennessee is what they've lost their last 4 series at home. I mean, that's crazy how difficult of an environment that was. And then all of a sudden, they're just not playing well. And teams are figuring out how to beat them. And Vanderbilt, the way that they beat them was they stole a ton of bases, not only on their Game 2 starter, who is very, very slow to the plate, but all series long. You know that they've got Liam Doyle in Game 1. You know that you've got your hands full, but it's not an offense that really frightens much pitching staffs anymore. So once again, another team, as the season went on, opposing teams got the scouting report and figure out little ways how to beat them. And now you see the importance of speed in the SEC. Teams with speed have really put Tennessee at a disadvantage. And they'll, just like Texas, they're going to do well. The other thing is, remember, these guys are competing against each other every single weekend. So the top 6 of the top 8 RPI teams, the top 6 are SEC teams. So you're going to lose. You're going to face top-tier competition every weekend. When you get in the postseason, you can kind of take a deep breath and go, all right, now let's play a team that we would have played during the midweek. We're in a better situation. We'll lick our wounds and maybe catch fire.
Hey, Luch, as we head into the final weekend, which do you think is the most significant series in the league this coming weekend for whatever reason?
I think I'm going to go with the State Missouri, but since I already mentioned that one, I would say the next one up would be the Florida-Alabama series. Florida has been skyrocketing. They're up to 13 wins now. They know that they're safe in the getting into the NCAA tournament. Figuring out ways. It's a team that lost their top 2 hitters. They went into the weekend missing 4 left-handed arms. Just have really figured out a way to overcome all of the injuries, and they're confident. And then Alabama is a team that played better this weekend in winning the series, but still has a ways to go. Their superstar, Justin LeBron, needs to kick it in gear because he can carry the team, and his batting average is it's probably slipped down in the low 300s. So both of those teams need to get on track heading into the postseason.
He is David DeLucci, SEC Network. Make sure you get your Rally Cap on Sunday evenings. Does an awesome job there, man. Always appreciate the time, Luch. Let's do it again next Monday, man.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. That is David DeLucci. It's After Further Review. Our Monday shows are brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding. Oh, yeah. They do shutters as well. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Glad to have you aboard with us here, man. It's been a jam-packed show. My goodness, we have moved quickly today. Ben McDonald was here in hour one. Scott Shanley was here last hour. Verge Ausberry was here about 45 minutes ago as well. You just heard David DeLucci. And in 45 minutes from now, they're going to throw the ping pong balls into the hopper, and we're going to figure out the NBA draft lottery, which, of course, the Pelicans, fingers crossed, are hoping that they get lucky, land the number one pick, and if they do, they'll have the right to draft Cooper Flagg. It worked for Zion, so we're bringing Father Hooch back in 15 minutes. Michael Olello will be here to pray. And if he screws it up, we're blaming him and the Pope. It's that simple. So we'll do that here shortly. So after further review, stay here.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. You'll get on by Rouse's. Any of the 70 locations from Lake Charles to Orange Beach, points in between. You can always go to the website, Rouse's.com. You can see what specials they have running right there. They have the weekly ad on the website as well, so you can see what deals are going on right now. Remind you also, they always got the hot bar every single week. So when you walk into Rouse's, of course, you can go make groceries for your mom and them. But they got the hot bar, which is great for lunch or dinner any day of the week. So like Monday, red beans and rice, sausage, mac and cheese, Cajun sausage, smothered cabbage, lima beans and sausage, bread pudding with sauce. Go pick what you want off that hot bar. They got different specials every single day of the week. So if you're trying to feed the family, you want to eat great, affordably, and let everybody eat what they want, Rouse's is always a great option. So you can kill two birds with one stone. Go get the meal for the family and also get your grocery shopping done at Rouse's. Rouse's.com. Rouse's. This feels like home.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters.
If you missed Scott Shanley, he was here a little more than an hour ago. Made my eyebrows raise a bit when former Saint linebacker had this to say about Derek Carr and the whole retirement situation.
First of all, to me, I don't know many players that are not going to get a surgery for $30 million. So the fact he didn't go have shoulder surgery to get $30 million guaranteed tells me the team said, listen, we're going to fight for that $10 million we gave you unless you just get out of here. And I think that's the reason why he didn't get shoulder surgery and sit on IR for a year. But even going a step further, why did the guy even get $10 million? I mean, why was the physical not done in early March? You had every opportunity to get out of this contract. It's weird to me that you paid a guy $10 million and then found out a month later that he didn't have a very good shoulder, and you had to move forward in a different direction. It seems fitting this is how the Derek Carr era ended.
I love Scott Shanley because he's candid, he doesn't pull punches, and again, that's speculative on Scott's part, and in that conversation, I said as it was clear, I made sure to clarify, but that's also a guy that was a NFL linebacker, was in NFL locker rooms for a decade, and certainly has a context that you and I don't have, and that was his read. By the way, this was Ross Tucker on the Ross Tucker podcast, which, by the way, who was it on the Ross Tucker podcast a week ago we talked about?
Greg Cosell.
It was Cosell. That's right. It was Greg Cosell a week ago who was lauding Tyler Shuck. And anyway, Ross Tucker, this was him after Carr's retirement.
Number one, NFL players do not voluntarily give up $30 million. Nobody does, which means that the Saints made it clear to Carr and his representation, if you just have the surgery and go on IR, we're going to fight this. We're going to file a grievance because you didn't tell us in March that your shoulder was bothering you. When we redid the contract, you weren't working out here when you felt the discomfort.
I mean, when you're hearing a familiar narrative from multiple places independent of each other, it kind of starts to tell you the story, which that makes a lot of sense. Like, why would the New Orleans Saints restructure Derek Carr's contract in March, kick money into future, and by the way, did it without his permit? They didn't need his permission, reminder, to restructure that deal. And then we started to hear the stories about how Carr was upset about it, maybe was leaking that information to encourage a trade. Doesn't this all start to piece together now? Like, yeah, Derek Carr was not happy in New Orleans. He didn't want to be back. They restructured him, which he didn't want. He did want to trade, so he leaks this story, and the Saints going, hold on, Cat. We just put ourselves in financial jeopardy by restructuring your deal, kicking money into future years. We guarantee you $10 million, and you got this shoulder injury that we're just now finding out about? Listen, Kellen Moore can sit up there, Ellen Moore can sit up there and say all the stuff he wants about how Derek Carr did everything the right way. You got to hit it.
Yeah, obviously, as we've gone through this whole offseason, Derek's had to go through a lot just as you go through this process, and obviously making the decision ultimately to retire from the National Football League after an 11-year career. I mean, first of all, you respect and appreciate so much that Derek's done in this league, and for the way he's done it, the on-the-field performance, the off-the-field person.
Anyway, get out of here. I don't want him to laud. He's saying, the point is, he's saying all the right things, and he said, Kellen, I'm going to stop myself saying Kellen Moore when I mean Ellen Moore.
Ellen Moore
said point blank that Derek Carr handled it the right way. I think you publicly say all the right things in this situation because there's no need to cast aspersions at this point. He's retired. It's over. You say the nice things. And it's like no one ever says anything unkind about someone who passed, right? Unless if you're OJ. But it's kind of like that. Derek Carr's career's over, so you say the nice things. Whatever. Now you're moving on from Derek Carr, but what was so interesting to me is that news broke on Saturday morning when the Saints released it via their social media. And so over at LouisianaSports.net, we very quickly got our stories up about Carr's retirement and all. And what was so fascinating to me about how that played out, it does speak somewhat, I don't want to say to the psychology, but just the interest of the fan base. Overwhelmingly, all of the reaction is, what does it mean for the salary cap? What does it mean for the salary cap? And so Ross Jackson did an awesome job and got over at LouisianaSports.net and did a very extensive piece about the impact on the salary cap for the New Orleans, the retirement, how it impacts the Saints. What if I told you? What if I told you that Ross Jackson's piece about the salary cap, the impact of the salary cap of the Derek Carr retirement, did double the page views of the retirement piece? Like breaking news, sending out the push notification, like shocking on a Saturday morning. Yet, and that certainly did numbers, but the piece about the retirement did double the page views of the retirement announcement, which is a little stunning to me. So it's free up at LouisianaSports.net if you want a detailed explanation of what it means, the restructure, all that sort of stuff. It's all there for you for free at LouisianaSports.net. But ultimately, the big deal here is the money that New Orleans had kicked into future years by this restructure basically gets undone by the retirement. Now, that money doesn't go away, right? Like the guaranteed money is still guaranteed whether the player is playing or not. So when the New Orleans Saints guaranteed Derek Carr $100 million, they will have $100 million count against their cap for Derek Carr, however it comes to pass. So this year, the belief is that Carr will get a $1.255 million base salary, which is the veteran minimum. And so it'll save the Saints a very minimal amount in 2025. But the $28.745 million remaining reduces the cap hit for 2026. So remember, when they did the restructure, it bloated that cap hit for next year to $60 million. Well, now that $60 million cap hit gets reduced by $28 million. So the $59.6 million cap hit goes down to around $31 million. So in 2026, Derek Carr should cost you about $31 million in dead cap money, but that's $28 million less than it would have cost you because he wasn't going to be on the roster next year anyway. So by retiring, there has to be a player to appropriate those funds to. He's not on the roster this year, so the restructure is nullified. Moving those funds come off the dead cap number for 2026. I'm oversimplifying it, but the big deal here is every year we see the salary cap increase as league revenue increases, so we talk about it all the time. How do you get out of debt, either in your personal family life, business, or with the Saints and the salary cap? Two ways. You spend less, you make more. Right? If you have a pile of debt, you either make more to pay down the debt or you spend less, right? So the money you make can knock it down. Well, in this instance, the salary cap is going to go up, which helps, but now you're going to have your bill reduced by $28 million in 2026. Again, it doesn't help you really a lick this year, but in 2026, it'll make it more palatable, and maybe that's a year when you're coming off what is likely going to be the worst Saints season since the Katrina year. I have no confidence in this team in 2025 to achieve anything. You're going to have a rookie or a second-year quarterback. You don't have viable, explosive weapons on offense, and your defense is old. So I don't think they're going to be very good at all. But that means when you go into 2026, as you're amid a rebuild, you'll have draft capital, you'll have money to spend, and a young quarterback that you either believe in Tyler Shuck, or you draft whoever you believe your franchise will be in the first round in the 2026 draft. So as much as I think many of you have pounded the table demanding you tank, you rebuild, as tough as it is to say that and to live through it, and as much as the Saints have resisted that, very obviously, by their continuing to push money into future years and restructure deals. I've said all the time, I said this so many times now, like when you do spend carelessly, eventually that bill is coming due. And you can avoid it, and the more you avoid it, the more you compound the issue and the bigger the debt you're going to have to pay in the future. And that's where the Saints are. And they've continued to run from it by trying to win now. And I was okay with that with Drew Brees because you were trying to get one more for Drew Brees. And it just didn't work out, and that sucks, but that's a reality. You spent a lot of money, you took on a lot of debt, and you didn't get the payoff. You made a big invest, like you went all in to build your $1 million business idea, and you went belly up. And as much as that sucks, it's a reality. That's the risk you took. That's what the Saints did here. They went all in to win under Drew Brees. They took on a major future debt, and they just continued to push that further and further and compound the interest. So eventually, this day was going to come, and they fought it forever, but now the day is here because of something they weren't choosing. They were planning to go into the season with Derek Carr, trying to build a winning roster around Derek Carr. But now there's no Derek Carr, and so you're stuck. You're not going to be able to get a viable quarterback to let you compete this year, not that you were going to compete anyway. So now it is reset. Purge whatever asset you have that you can get young, inexpensive future assets. Continue to get your cap in a better situation to where you go into next year, into 2026, with a bevy of draft capital and money to spend. And that's when you start to build your roster appropriately. And maybe it'll be behind Tyler Shuck at quarterback. Maybe he goes and surprises everybody with a very solid rookie campaign, and you believe this is someone you can build around and behind. We'll see how that goes. They're just starting as rookie minicamp's getting underway. But Kellen Moore, as a first-time head coach, inherits an absolute mess. But coaches have inherited worse and come through it. See if Moore can do it in New Orleans. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit. Hey, if you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. You know, Ben McDonald was here in hour number 1. Ben talks often about his hunting property in Mississippi. When Ben bought that hunting property, he financed through First South Farm Credit. The first pick in the MLB draft made his first call First South Farm Credit. Remember, your first call when you're thinking of buying land should be to First South Farm Credit, because First South Farm Credit has been first when it comes to buying land in Louisiana for more than 100 years. 1916 is when they opened up their doors. They give the patronage refund every single year, which is basically sharing in the profits with their borrowers. It effectively lowers your cost of borrowing. It's First South Farm Credit. Go to firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com. All right, y'all, Otterlocks in about 15 minutes from right now. Let me knock out our quick break here. We're presented by Relief Windows. When we come back, the NBA Draft Lottery. Ping pong balls in the hopper in 30 minutes from right now. We will invoke divine intervention. Father Alelo will join us next to pray to the God of Cooper Flag. It's AFR.
AFR.
I don't think that was sacrilegious. I didn't mean it to be. Maybe a little bit. Or maybe Cooper Flag believes in God. I'm just talking to the God that Cooper Flag worships, the same one that we all worship. Hey, we're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery, 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Siga near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Don Moore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Y'all get on by. Normally, Mother's Day is our big flower buying excursion to Clegg's. We go on the Saturday before Mother's Day. Well, of course, I was out of town in Chicago traveling, made this weekend a little compact. So this coming Saturday is when you will find the Scone family at Clegg's on Sigan buying a whole mess of flowers for all of our flower beds and patio pots and all the stuff that we put by the pool to add that pop of summer color. Tell you all the time, Erica loves the dipplodenias. If you have never seen those, just trust me. It's a tropical flower. They're beautiful, and my goodness, do they last. Like, if you slip up and forget to water it for a couple days, it still thrives. They're awesome. Check them out, Clegg's Nursery.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team color, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters.
I was in Chicago last week and they elected a pope while I was there. And the pope is from Chicago. I'm not saying I had something to do with it, but I mean, I might have just had something to do with it. You think I brought maybe some good vibes?
The AFR Mojo. That's what it was.
Bro, it is AFR Mojo.
It was the AFR Mojo.
I should have known. And then I see, like, I don't know, the news put Father Alello, his tweet on there. They said there will never be an American Pope. Holy Spirit, hold my beer. I mean, that's all fine and good, except the grammar on that tweet is just atrocious. Like, it's because it reads like you're giving your beer to the Holy Spirit. Like, hey, Holy Spirit, hold my beer, is basically how that reads. So, I mean, he might be a man of God, but he's certainly not a grammaticist. Anyway, it's Father Michael Alello who joins us to pray that the Pelicans win the draft lottery and get Cooper Flagg. Hey, how are you?
Doing great. You know, I never was known for grammar, so I'm not taking anything from that, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
you know
no, it's obvious. I mean, you certainly could have asked. You had someone proof it or make sure. I mean,
we didn't have time for that.
You're leading a congregation. I mean, maybe you could just do better.
I try to be like you every day. That
Clearly
is my
not.
goal.
Clearly
yeah,
not.
I try every day. I'm not saying I'm successful, but the goal is let me be more like Matt Moscona. It is in my daily prayer.
Good. You should do that. Most people should. World will be a better place.
It's debatable, but you know we can all have hopes and dreams, right?
So it was 6 years ago that we sat here and we prayed for the Pelicans to get Zion.
Sure.
And it worked.
It worked out pretty good, except for Zion. Just
yeah.
Let's just say his. We might need different prayers this time because just praying for the individual to join us is one thing.
Yeah.
To pray for the individual actually offer something to the team.
Yeah.
That might be something else.
To be healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, healthy, not, maybe good at his job. I don't know.
Well, when he's on the floor, he's really good.
Is he though?
Oh yeah, I mean when he's on the floor, he's a walking double-double. He's actually outstanding when he's on the floor. The problem is he's only played in about 45% of the games since he's come into the league. So that's like a real issue. But here's the other part of this. So Utah has the best odds, followed by Washington, the Hornets, and then New Orleans. So we have the fourth best odds to land the number 1 overall pick. And this happens to be a year, Hooch, where there's a transcendent player that everybody wants. It doesn't happen every year where there's like a no doubt.
Transcendent.
Yeah, there's like a no doubt.
That's a big word for you.
That's not a big word for me. That's a very common word for me. I have a robust vocabulary. I read a lot, and I'm very good at grammar and English and things. Now math and science, I'm screwed. I mean, outside of 2 plus 2, I'm in trouble.
That's true. That's true.
But so I'm giving you some context here for what we're praying for. So the guy's name is Cooper Flagg. He just finished his freshman year at Duke. And
it'd be better if he was Villanova because, that's where the new Pope went to school.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he's got a math degree from Villanova. How about that? I don't know.
Doesn't priests normally, though, don't graduate from like undergrad, college. They go to seminary, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, my undergrad is from LSU.
But I remember you left. You went to seminary. And then left seminary to go finish LSU, then went back to the seminary. So you couldn't figure out. You had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You just kept flip-flopping.
I mean, I love that you know my history more than most people.
We've been friends for a long time.
Hey, just remember, had I not left, you'd have never had the opportunity to wear that tie-dye T-shirt at Morderano's.
Shout out Morderano's. We were line cooks at downtown. By the way, the
downtown.
What's in that's the
Schlitz and Giggles.
That's the Schlitz and Giggles.
That's the Schlitz and Giggles.
Downtown on the corner of Florida and 3rd and Baton Rouge at Schlitz and Giggles. In 2002 was a little Italian restaurant called Morderano's. Shout out to Tommy and Barbara Means.
Yep.
Awesome. And Alelo was the man. Hey, I'm talking. Hold on. I'm giving people context. Stop interrupting me.
Always about you. Always about you.
I'm a radio host. I'm trying to stop. Turn him down, please, for a second. Thank you. Turn him down. Turn him down. He ain't on a pulpit right now. So, Florida and 3rd Street. Alelo was the manager. I was a little line cook. We wore these weird tie-dye shirts. That was 2002 when we were both at LSU. All right, turn it back up now. All right.
Did you really turn me down?
Yes.
You really turned me down.
Because the audience doesn't want to hear us talk over each other, but I needed to provide context for what we were talking about. You should never have an inside joke from your audience in radio, so I had to explain it, but you wouldn't shut up. Like you ain't giving a homily here. This is right. You're in my house. We're in God's house. It's my house.
Well, but maybe you need more time in God's house.
Yeah,
maybe that's the problem.
Yes, don't we all? Doesn't every flawed human need more time in God's house?
Well, some need more than others. You know what I'm saying? Some need more than others.
We're wasting a lot of time. And if you screw this up, this is all going to be on you. I'm telling the new Pope.
Wait, some of these people need context because they don't know about how you called out my prayer. They've forgotten that after I prayed for Zion last time, you said it was, what was the quote? Do we need to pull that tape?
We could. Or if you would have told us, we could have gone and gotten a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't think about this that far ahead. Sorry, yeah. But it was
just like your homilies.
Whoa, my homilies are great.
Debatable.
They're great. Can we get a new picture, by the way? That one is old.
Send me a picture.
I mean, geez. Thank God you took down the one that was like the
running photo.
Oh boy, we pulled that one from like 2007.
So good. Are we praying or not? What are we doing here? You better make this. You better make this prayer good.
What? No. It does. See, your definition of good, my definition of good, very different. And for the record, my definition of good typically prevails.
It just sounds like you're trying to give yourself a little bit of an escape hatch if your prayer sucks and it doesn't work.
Always have an escape hatch. Don't you know that's the rule of the confessional? Always have a back door so you can run out when the crazy shows up.
Oh, what's the craziest confession you've ever heard?
No, we're not going there on radio. No.
You can do it because you're not saying someone's name. You're just saying what you heard.
I know I can do it. I'm still not going to choose to do it.
Has anyone confessed murder to you?
Yes, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a fun day.
Were they in jail? Are they in jail?
I don't believe so, no.
Oh, man.
Yeah. People bring heavy stuff up in there.
I believe it. That really makes you worried about about who's walking around in society a little bit, you know?
Well, we all walk around with our own struggles and failings, you know?
That's
Nobody's
true.
perfect. You know that of all people. Lordy, have you looked in the mirror lately?
I've also never killed anyone.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. It's one of the commandments.
It's not exactly what I say. It's not exactly a high bar to clear. Hey, look, just don't kill somebody.
I haven't killed anybody today. I'm doing great. Yeah, I always tell people if that's where you're starting as you walk in the door, I mean, I think we should raise the bar a little bit.
Okay.
But who knows?
Okay.
Can we talk about the Pope for a second? How exciting. American with Louisiana roots.
So his mom and them were from New Orleans, and then they moved to Chicago. Is that what I understood?
Grandmother was New Orleans, 7th Ward.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So now you know how that works in South Louisiana parlance, right? That means everybody is related to the Pope.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I'm
Everybody
with
in Louisiana is claiming their relationship to Pope. 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. You remember that game?
Yeah,
oh, boy.
Of course.
So who's this guy? We want
Yep.
who's the
Okay,
guy
so-
that we want on the team? Let's go back. Let's refocus. I'm trying to refocus you. You always get off the road here.
We got like 2 minutes, so we need to get to this prayer. But his name is
Okay.
Cooper Flagg, is who we
Is it
want.
Why does he have 2 G's? What's that about?
I don't know. I don't make the rules. But the Pope may know. But we want to get Cooper Flagg. We need the ping pong balls to go our way, and we need the Pelicans to get the number 1 pick.
Is that was really terrible ping pong balls, wasn't that?
We do what we got.
Yeah, what are we looking for? Like the first round? Is we need the first pick
we
again?
need
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so this is basically so in the NBA, you don't get the draft order based on your record. The worst
right,
teams
you get it based on the little balls.
Right, there's ping pong balls that go in, and however the ping pong balls come out, that's who picks first, second, third, fourth. So anyway,
So how many times has a team gotten the first pick? Do we know? Do we have any historical data on that?
I'm sure, but we're really losing sight of what we're here for, and I'm up against the clock, and I have a hard break
boy.
after, so we've got to pray like now.
Do we have better music?
Let's hear the Gregorian chants. That's what I like to go with.
Huh.
Oh, that's a new one.
Oh, that is new.
It is new.
We should just take a moment and enjoy it as we prepare ourselves.
Okay.
Okay, so those of you in your vehicles, just calm yourself. Smile at the people in the car next to you. Prepare your heart. Always crazy in our world today, more than ever. And let's just pray. We pray, Lord, that the Pels can get the first pick so that maybe Cooper can be a part of our team. Cooper sounds like a good guy to come to New Orleans. Hopefully he's got a good heart as well. So we want the ping pong balls in the lottery to not only allow me to win the Powerball this week, but for us to maybe get the first shot, get Cooper Flagg, 2 G's, to be a part of our team, because we're looking for good quality human beings that can show up and play healthily on the court. Sure, with great health. That's going to be it, isn't it? That's it. You're going to cut that and you're going to repeat that, and I'll never hear the end of it. Amen.
You know what?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm waiting for it.
That was a way better prayer, because last time you gave me some nonsense about like, God, let us accept your will and all this nonsense. What we needed was to get Zion. And so you gave me this mumbo jumbo about
so we're not gonna do it this
perfect
year, is what
God,
you say,
perfect timing and blibbity. This, you were like, God, we want Cooper Flagg. Like, bring him on. You got right to the point. I like that a lot.
Well,
much better prayer this time than last time.
Well, you know what that means, though. If you like the prayer, we're done. Our chances of being successful here have dropped dramatically.
I happen to have a very good relationship with the Lord.
Which Lord?
Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Do you know him?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just checking. Hey, you know I'm at a new church now. You should come stop in and visit.
By the way, yeah, you've got. I just realized on the slate on the screen it still says St. Thomas More. He's not at St. Thomas More anymore. He's at Aloysius.
These people.
We got to change that. That's not Taylor's. Hey, that's not Taylor's fault. So Paul O'Neill, our video producer, is out this week. Is at the beach with his family. So Taylor Sharp is filling in. No, I don't blame. I don't blame him. How would he know where? Like, Taylor, you're not Catholic, are you?
I am not Catholic.
He's not, why would he know where you're a priest at?
We can work on that.
Yeah, we'll connect you too. Yeah, we'll make that.
Bring him over to St. Aloysius, over here by LSU. I'm hoping we're going to bring some new juju to the LSU region over here, since they're like my neighbor right here. So that's exciting stuff for us. Baseball, how about that, number 1?
Yeah, that's really good. We got to go. Good. Hey, make me a quesadilliano. Make me a quesadilliano. I'll come for dinner tonight.
We need to do that. Prosciutto and provolone.
Let's do it.
And mozzarella.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Adios, Padre. That's Father Michael Alello from St. Aloysius. All right, the Otterlocks is next.
AFR.
GLO, glowresources.com, complete employer solutions. Glow Resources and glowresources.com. I saw a really cool post on social media on Sunday. It was Glow Resources wishing all their moms Happy Mother's Day. So it was their employees. It was photos of their employees with their moms. It was a really cool Happy Mother's Day post. I love telling you about Glow Resources. Jareth Knockan's a great dude. He's built an awesome business. And while they have experienced tremendous and impressive growth, I mean, I told you, offices in Houston and Miami and New Orleans and the Golden Triangle and Orlando. Home base is still Baton Rouge and New Orleans, y'all. They're right there on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge next to Pennington. And the core of their business is still serving companies in Baton Rouge and New Orleans. While they will serve businesses all over the country and the world, literally, to find the right people, they still man home base. So your business here in the area, you're looking for the right people to make your business more efficient, Glow Resources can help. GLO, glowresources.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters.
All right, down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Monday edition of AFR presented by Relief Windows. Windows, door, siding. They do shutters as well, and nobody is better than Relief Windows. As a matter of fact, I'm a customer, as is Jimmy Ott. So let's kick it. Time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, how are you?
Good, Matthew. How about you, buddy?
Doing awesome, man. Good to be back. Eventful week, eventful weekend also.
Saints won a Super Bowl over the weekend, huh? Here we go, baby.
Who did?
Big weekend. Saints.
Oh, yeah, with Derek Carr's retirement? Yeah. Thank God. I can't wait. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow, Otter? I'm going to spend all night tonight just combing through all the comments on my social media from the last 2 years of people defending Derek Carr and calling me names. And I'm going to spend 3 hours tomorrow just reading all those comments.
Ooh. Saints fans?
Yeah.
Defended Derek Carr? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People got short memories, bro. People got short memories when it comes to this. I'll tell you what, man. Your co-host didn't like my take initially when they signed Derek Carr.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, they didn't have it was him or Daniel Jones. So, but I mean, I'm saying
or retain Jameis Winston for another year. You had options, or draft a quarterback. Pay $150 million to a bum.
I've never seen a guy who was pretty mediocre, whatever. That I mean, these fans hate, bro. I mean, it's hate. It is. And when he left Las Vegas, they hated him. There's several guests that we have. We got a lot of contributors from Las Vegas. Man, they don't let the door hit you in the ass, man. I mean, they just did not like this guy. So. He's not a great leader. Let's get to the games tonight. First one in Major League Baseball. They're underway. They're in the fourth inning. You still have a chance to get on this when neither team has scratched across much. Just one hit apiece for the Brewers and the Guardians. We're taking the Guardians, basically a pick-em price. Not sure what it is now. If they have an hour
minus
or two.
minus $1.15.
Yeah, that's fine. You take the you can still jump on it. We got down at minus 102 earlier today. On the DraftKings outlet. So let's go to the basketball game. Well, all over the place, man, these playoffs. And one thing about it, man, the zigzag. Whatever you saw the last game in a particular series, not every time, but a high percentage in this second round. It is happening. You had the Boston, and Boston responded after losing game 2. They win comfortably. They shot the ball very well from 3, but man, I just think this is a big number on the road here. Knicks have lost 3 in a row at home in the playoffs since they barely won against Detroit in their first game this year in the postseason. But this is, and all of the public money is on Boston. I'm taking the Knicks plus the points. 6.5 is where we had it earlier today. And then taking the under 108.5.
Under? The website
under.
says over.
Under, definitely under. Under because this is the slowest pace that any series in the second round of the.
Okay, because I already played it. I already played the over. Oh well. Here's hoping. Cash out, maybe make a new bet. All right, where are you tomorrow?
We're at Dozy Place on Government Street.
All right, I'd appreciate it, man. Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, Muse, Taylor, thanks. Y'all have an awesome night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, let me remind you about Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Locations all over South Louisiana. If you're thinking of buying tires, buy them where they're the cheapest. If you need an oil change, go to Shaw Bills. If you need your tires rotated, go to Shaw Bills. You want to schedule an appointment, you could do it at ShawBillsTire.com. Maybe you need a new battery. Maybe you need an oil change. Maybe the check engine light is on. Super easy to use. Go to the website. There's even a little text box in the bottom right if you want a text chat box right there. It'll pop. If you're on mobile, it'll pop right up on your home screen where simple. You just choose your location, service you need, time you want to go. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. You're scheduled. Bring it in. I even tell you, man, I'll stay at Shaw Bills and get work done. Free Wi-Fi, comfortable kitchen area with Keurig, flat screen TVs, comfortable furniture. I'll get work done when I go wait in my car at Shaw Bills. You can as well. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com, Shaw Bills. We keep you rolling.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
ED, low T, or simply